a second.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm refreshing. Oh, nothing yet.
Oh! It looks like we're on. Oh, we're on.
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, hallelujah. Excuse me. Hallelujah.
Holy cow.
Oh, holy crap.
Why has my video gone off?
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
I don't know. Hold up.
It's not my doing.
No, it's coming. There you go. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, boy. All right, quick. Record.
That. Quick, just start the show.
Yes, quick, start the show. Everybody.
Start the bloody show,
good.
For God's sake.
Yes.
Never going to get to bed at this rate. Holy shit.
Okay, yeah, there it is.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Holy crap. What a nightmare.
Welcome, yo, to the Veteran Gamers. Juju, Ginny, other fellas will tell you about every single game that you're playing this week. News, reviews, and an indie pick. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors.
Yeah. Soundbite saviors.
Veteran Gamers. It's the Veteran Gamers. It's the Veteran Gamers. It's the Veteran Gamers.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. Whatever. Who cares?
Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
Hello and welcome to episode 717 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast. At last.
Yay, 717.
At last.
Oh, God.
Holy cow. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it right out from the outset. Chinny is never allowed another week off. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Well,
Holy cow.
I thought I had stuff ready to go, and I didn't. I should have tested it out before. Welcome, everybody. We are not military veterans. We're veterans of the gaming lifestyle. I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
And I'm Ben.
Yay,
Hello.
Ben's here. Chinny has not had his baby yet. Do not start sending him messages of love. I mean, you can send him messages of love, but he just couldn't be here this week. They're dealing with stuff. So
There's stuff going on.
there's
There's
stuff
stuff
going
going on. You know,
And
maybe
like an
stuff
idiot,
is happening at some point, but not
I
yet.
did not prepare for this, so I was caught off guard, and I was stressing out and yelling at Stu, and it was not fair to him. So I'm sorry, Stu, for yelling.
That's
It's,
okay. I forgive you. It's only because I love you, man.
I love you
Duke,
too.
have the hat. Don't ask. Don't ask.
No.
All right.
Yeah, well, there's all sorts of
Can I
crazy
just say,
stuff going on.
can I just say, I was organised. I spoke to Ben earlier in the week to check he was available, just on the off chance we needed him. You know, just
Yeah.
saying.
I should have been
Yeah,
ready.
You know.
But with only 10 minutes to go, he says, I might need you. I might need you.
No, to be fair, I only knew at that point,
okay.
so I
Yeah,
thought it was
but we had the
as I knew.
contingency ready to go with
As soon-
Ben.
you
I
were
did not
ready
have the
to go.
contingency ready to go.
I'm going to
Give
use
it a
some
call.
management. I'm
Yeah.
going to use some management speak here for you, Duke. Some
Okay, go
management
ahead.
speak.
Yeah.
Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Just
Oh, I
saying.
like that. I also have a management message here ready to go. You ready?
Yourself.
There's my management message. I'll tell you, you know what?
Just
the
say.
reason I wasn't prepared for this is because I have to prepare for my classes every goddamn day because I'm teaching a class I've never taught before, a class I've taught once ever, and then another 3 sections of a class I taught twice. So I'm in maximum panic mode every day I walk into school. But that's all in the past. We don't need to talk about that.
Wasn't your wife away this week? So you had to feed the goats.
She's
and do
going
all
away
that
next
stuff?
week.
Oh,
So I'm preparing for that as well. And we had
Oh.
people over last night, so we had to prepare the house for them. Dusting,
Responsibilities,
vacuuming.
Duke.
I got responsibilities coming out of my
Even
ass.
and either. Do you know what, right? We're all crap at keeping the house tidy. We all do it.
I'm
Someone
okay,
comes around,
but-
it's like, oh, got to tidy up.
I just don't care. That's my problem.
Well, I'm the same. I'm the same, but in case they've got to tidy.
Yeah,
gotta do
well.
it.
I mean,
Like
my whole
tonight,
thing
right?
is, if guests are coming over, let them see how we actually live. Never mind this pristine make-believe.
Oh, I know. Well,
That's
it's like we've got the dudes coming back this week to finish off the double glazing and stuff because we've had builders in and what have you.
Yeah.
And Kay wants to tidy up for them, you know, just
For
so
the-
that it looks nice
Yeah,
for the
that's-
builders.
I
Like,
never
they
got that.
Don't care. They,
Yeah, right.
They don't
When I was a
care.
kid, my mom, we had a lady who we hired to come and clean up our place, like to, clean the bathrooms and like dust and vacuum and stuff. And she was like, we have to pick up the stuff off the floor for the cleaning lady. I'm like, isn't that their job, is to clean? But, you know, the less crap there is on the floor, the easier it is for them to vacuum. So I get it now. But when I was a kid, I was like, I don't get it.
I don't get it. We paid him to do that job. What the hell am I doing it for? Now what?
Guys?
Now what's the You're not recording.
No, I'm recording, but...
Oh, at least there's that.
I don't have Zoom Pro.
Oh, you're
Because you paid those cleaners over years ago. You couldn't afford to buy.
Wait a minute. You used to do. What's happened?
Right. Well, our school district doesn't need it anymore, so they're not ponying up for it. So in 10 minutes, the show is over.
Oh, it's been a good run. I've been playing.
This is.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
We could just keep rejoining and joining back, you know.
I don't know whether that's even a thing. Can you do that?
I think we can. And the stream will keep going on YouTube. It's just we're gonna have to re-up. And to be fair,
can I
you do it on Discord? I don't know.
You're not recording via Zoom, so it doesn't. No, we carry on the Zoom stuff.
The audio will keep going on the recording. The video stream will keep going. I think it is just going to have to be like, I'll end the call, start the call up again, and go from there.
That is funny.
It's ridiculous.
No, but then we won't be able to hear each other, will we?
Well, no, you call back to this thing.
Yeah, we just come back every 10 minutes.
I'll end the call and start the call up again. It's not every 10 minutes. We had to talk for a very long time before we started.
True. No, I think it'd be good.
So it'll go for like 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, but
it's going to be crazy, but we don't have a choice.
She's waffling on a little bit too long. It'll just kick us out.
Stu, unless you want to, if you want to sign up for Zoom right now,
no
Zoom
way, man.
Pro.
No way, baby.
Chinny is the fancy fat cat with all the fancy Zoom Pro money.
It's just like
because he needs it for his job. I had it at school, but now they're like, well, nobody's using Zoom. We're not going to keep paying for it.
Holy cow!
So hi, listeners. How are you?
Well, we better get bloody going, haven't we?
We can talk a lot about some things for 8 minutes. Does anybody have a story to tell?
Is that the thing? We will be able to keep reconnecting, but
I hope so. We'll find out.
Or is it like you've got 10 minutes and that's your lot?
No. It's you can have, I believe, any number of start the call up again.
If that happens, we're on Discord. I'm just saying.
I guess, sure, yeah, why not?
Because we can do that, but then you'll have to route that through stream.
Yeah, but I can figure that out. That won't be too much of a headache. You want to just go ahead and do that now, or
I'm thinking that's probably better than keep stopping and starting.
Okay, well, I'm gonna hit pause on the recording.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we do this? Sorry, video people who are on YouTube. I'm really sorry.
Well, you'll be able to hear us. Just
you're getting the extras. You're getting the extras,
exactly. You're getting the cool behind the scenes stuff. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start up Discord. We're gonna get a video thing going on Discord, and then we'll do both right now, and then we can end the Zoom and go over to Discord.
Can you do a video thing on Discord?
Yes, I've done it. I think.
Yeah, you can.
I know I can stream my video, but
yeah, I've got voice channels, but we haven't got a video channel.
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Do we do
How
it
the hell do you even have that in? Can we? Well,
we can start with the video. Yeah. Okay, Ben's in it. Okay, now I'm in it. I'm gonna have to change my settings there. Voice and video. Here we go. Okay, microphone's gonna be the Yeti Nano, I guess.
Oh, that's
the
weird.
output device is gonna be aux input, I think. No, because I have to do the voice meter output. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can turn on camera. I'm doing it. Done it.
Okay, voice activity. Okay. So that's
this is weird. We all the echoing. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Voice and video. Video settings. Logitech. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
can you hear me now? Yeah, that's just one time.
I hear you, Ben.
Can you hear me?
I don't think I hear you on the or on Discord, Stu. Let me end the Zoom call. I'm going to end the Zoom call.
I know why.
Okay. And the meeting for all. Okay.
Right, I've swapped.
Okay, I hear you, Stu. Can you hear me?
I can, but it's not great, I have to say. It's a bit robot-y.
All right, well, hang on a second. Let me just turn on camera. Oh, there we go. There's my camera. Okay, so I got my camera.
That sounds awful.
Okay, your camera's not working right now, Stu. Ben, is my sound bad or is it okay?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty
Okay.
roboty.
All right. Well, let me tweak the
It's
settings.
awful.
Just everybody hang on. Input device. Okay.
If you right-click on the microphone, you can see what you're using.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done mine.
That's
Oh,
right.
it seems to have sorted itself out at least.
Can you hear me? Is this better now, the audio?
Way better.
Yeah,
When
the
I'm
audio's
speaking?
fine
Okay.
now.
You won't be able to hear my sound effects then, I guess. Because I had it routed through the
No.
sound effects thing, but if that's not important, then...
For some reason, my camera's not turning on, even though I've connected it.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Anyway, I know why. No, it's all right. I've got it.
Okay. Now, I'm going to
Come
need
on.
to arrange...
Yeah, there we go. I'm done.
focus.
There you
Okay,
go.
yeah,
as
we
easy
got
as
you.
that.
Okay. Now I just need to line us up rather than have the three. Whoops. Is there a way to do it where I can change who's where? Or is it just going to be a grid and I just have to deal with that? Oh, no, there we go. All right, I got a 3 in a row.
Are we
okay.
Are we still streaming? Are we
We
still
should
streaming?
still be streaming on the YouTube. So let me
Yeah, so
kill
people can hear
Zoom,
us still.
And then let me add window capture.
Oh no, it's gone off. Oh no,
What?
that's Twitch. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Nah,
It's all right. It's all right. I was just looking at Twitch.
Discord video. Okay. Hey, look at that.
We're not streaming on Twitch, but who cares?
Well, we should be. Okay,
We'll
now I
save the
just have to
sponsorship
adjust
for
it.
next time.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Well, who knew? Look, we can fix this.
Transform. Yeah, exactly. Transform. Edit transform. Okay.
Who needs Zoom?
So
Fuck
now
Zoom.
need
That's what I say.
to Crop left 50.
For each.
Wait. Okay. Crop
Oh, my
left
links I
100,
said. Flip. Forget about that.
500. Nope, that's too much.
Oh yeah, you did all the links
400.
on. Yeah, don't worry.
300. Okay, that's good for that. I don't need to crop right. Top 100. Nah. 200. Nope, too much. 150. And then 150. Nope, 100. Okay.
I've got to say, it doesn't sound any different to Zoom. This.
No,
I'd
it's
say.
good. Discord, since well, it's always been good quality, but I think Microsoft bought it and like
Designed to
just
be a
kept
good
it well.
thing. Okay, so I've got us. Is that on YouTube now?
Done.
How are we doing on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay.
It looks fine.
Um,
We're going right.
the
Hey,
I don't
let
know
me
if
know
the
when you start
sound
recording again.
effects. All right, hang on a second here. All right, can you hear that? I
No.
just had you didn't hear the sound effect. Okay.
No,
I don't know
look,
if it came
look,
through.
we can work with so it doesn't.
No.
we carry
No.
on the Zoom stuff.
The audio will
So
keep
I'll-
going on the
I'll-
recording.
YouTube.
What was that?
The sound effects on Discord you can use.
Oh, that's
You
right.
can
it's
set
not
them up. You can
quite
set like
the same.
Right,
6 of them if you
right.
want
Ben's
to.
gonna be in charge of the sound effects. Okay, whatever. It is what it is.
That's really loud. Can you
God
turn those
forbid.
down slightly?
I don't know.
Holy crap!
That's too funny.
I'm assuming YouTube can still hear your sound effects. It's just we can't hear them,
I don't know.
and you record
To
it.
be honest, I don't know. Yeah, I think they can.
That would-
Hang on a second. Let me try something. Where did it
Ian,
go?
can you hear Duke's sound effects?
Yeah,
Just
here,
checking.
wait. I can test and see. Yeah, they should be coming through on YouTube. Okay, so we got it on the recording. We got it on YouTube. It's just you can't hear it. So, does somebody have a story time? No, this whole thing has been a story time.
This
we
whole
just-
bloody thing. Actually,
Should we-
I do have a slide.
Okay,
story
well,
time.
here
It's
comes
only
the
a very
theme song.
My
for story
favorite
time.
time. It's story time.
All right, go ahead.
Well, last week I actually DJ'd a proper party thing.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, when they're in real life. Well, this week I did a virtual DJ gig.
Oh, snap.
Right. I know. So I've done a real thing,
Damn.
and now I've done like not a pretend because it ain't a pretend thing.
Yeah.
But basically, Richard Finch asked me to do a mix for his daughter's birthday
Oh,
party.
snap. You're like the DJ in demand now.
I know, who was 10 years old. So this is way different to what I was doing last week.
Yeah.
Because 10-year-olds, let's be honest, aren't into like old school rave music.
Well, it depends on the
are they?
10-year-old. Some of them are like out there with the glow sticks, like.
I guess this one
whipping
is
out the Peppa Pig theme
exactly.
tune, like
Yeah,
with a heavy bass drop.
All up in the massive.
Hey, them 10-year-olds are way beyond Peppa Pig.
Yeah,
You know what I
true,
mean,
true,
these
true,
days.
true.
Kids
You know,
these
drop a
days,
little
they want to
Cardi
be a bit
B.
older. So I had to kind of balance 10 with sort of, some adultish stuff, not adult like as in, swearing.
Yeah, adult stuff.
More because you want to feel grown up, don't you? So you've got to kind of get that balance. So I had to do a 3-hour mix for him. So
Snap! 3 hours.
It was a bit of an undertaking.
What
I'll
did
be
you
honest
charge
with
for
you.
that?
I should have done.
You should have done 3 hours of work for $0. What is wrong with you?
I know.
You call yourself a capitalist?
I'm a nice person. I'm a nice
You're a
person.
sucker, is what you are.
Well, maybe, but I'm a nice person.
Yeah, you are.
So yeah, I'm a very cheap DJ. I did last week for free. Although last week was a charity do, so maybe I can't really charge for that. But
Yeah, well.
this week I did 3 hours work, totally gratis.
That's very nice
Hey,
of
you
you.
know what? It's building your repertoire.
It is,
You see what you can mix into.
But here's the thing, right? My payment was the fact that she loved it. Apparently, her and her friends really loved the music. It went down really, really well. So massive shout out, right? He's asked me to do a shout out. So I'm doing it at the beginning of the show so it's easy for him to play it to his daughter and not swearing or anything.
Yes.
But huge happy birthday shout out to Pippa, who was 10 at the weekend. So
Big up.
So can you two guys give her a big shout out too? Let's everyone give her a
shout out to Pippa.
There you go.
Whatever.
Pippa.
Made it a 10, girl.
Why is my videos backwards?
That I don't know, but look, we're fine. It doesn't matter.
Nope, gotta fix it.
We're working.
It's very
my
important
God,
that I
we're
fix it.
fixed.
No,
We're
it's
working.
not. I'm
It's
just kidding.
fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yes, it's fine.
So there you go. So shout out to Ralph Finch. They did a massive party. All the kids were there. You know what it's like. Musical chairs, musical statues. All to my soundtrack. So there was a bit of Spice Girls on there because you've got to stick a bit of that on there.
I used to love all them except Pasta
Miley
Parcel.
Cyrus.
Yeah, all those days.
All the good stuff.
The Pasta Parcel was the biggest fix ever. They just look at the kid that looked the most saddest and stop it so they'd get the good gear.
Wow.
Right. Favoritism.
It totally was. And let's be honest, right? If you were the kid, you used to hold on to it as long as you could. You used to pretend to pass it, but then keep hold just in case it was you.
All right, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I actually, I actually wasn't recording there.
Oh my God! You just said to me, you're right, aren't you? You're going to record again. Oh my God.
No. Well, I paused it when we switched over to Discord, and I forgot to.
I know, and I told you.
I forgot to unpause it.
I told you to unpause it.
All right, let me just play the theme song. No, we already did the theme song. Whatever. There's a bunch.
I don't even know what we're doing anymore.
No, it's fine.
Stu, what's going on this week with your story time? Anything exciting? Doing any DJing?
Yeah, no, it's funny you should ask, Ben. Right? It's funny you should ask.
Well, the people on the video stream don't want to hear it again.
Because they'll have to because you bloody didn't record the last one, did you?
Where did our video go?
Yeah, for God's sake. Sorry, people. This is like...
This is a nightmare.
Remember, we can't swear because this is for a 10-year-old.
This
so
is
we've
like
got to hold it
Groundhog Day
together.
for the video listeners, for the YouTube listeners. So,
wow, what
anyway,
a
last
nutcase.
week, unbelievably, I was DJing for real.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sorry, audio listeners. Video listeners at least can kind of keep up with what's going on. The audio listeners are like, what's happening here? Chinny's gone for 1 week and everything goes to shit.
No, it's fucking chaos.
It is
You can't swear, it's for a 10-year-old.
Yeah. How do you know that, Ben? I haven't even told the story yet.
He's just a really insightful guy, is Ben.
Yeah.
So as it happens, for Ralph, you've got to do the shout outs again because obviously they're not there. So
shout out to Peppa the Pig.
Yeah, Pippa. No, Pippa.
Right.
Not
Pippa.
Pippa.
Right.
Big up Pippa.
Yeah.
Big up Pippa. I did a mix for Ralph Finch for free, by the way. Can I just say?
Sure.
Because before we were talking about, why didn't I get paid? And I'm like, because I'm a nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
3 hours of work. Actually, it's more work than that, really, because that was doing it. I had to compile the playlist first. Do you know what I mean? So that took a while because I had to do enough for 3 hours of music. It's quite a lot of music.
It is a lot of music. I mean, you could just put on one song on repeat for 3 hours, but you're too nice to do that.
That probably wouldn't have worked. But I did pretty well. It lasted. It was something like 3 hours 4 minutes or 3 hours, 3 minutes,
yeah.
or something like that. So it was more or less bang on the 3 hour.
See, the funny thing is, I'm playing sound effects and you can't even hear them. So they're not
Real
bothering.
games
No.
are for old people.
Yeah,
no,
this
but
is
they're probably
great.
all over me. It's probably even more chaotic than I even realized because
Yeah, but you don't. I can't. I don't have to listen to you kvetching about it though. That's the best thing.
Well, that is true. That is true. You know what? At that point, I have no idea how long this show's been going for at this point, so I don't know
6
about
hours.
timekeeping or anything.
We're on 6 hours now.
But I think we need to start talking about what we've been playing, and
I
actually
suppose
get
we
to
do.
something.
Where are you going?
podcast
Story time's over,
gaming
isn't it?
related.
What you been
The
playing?
playing theme song is now playing.
What you been playing? What you been playing?
Can I just apologise to any new listeners because they'll be thinking,
Oh God,
"Oh, this is
they
gonna be
turned
pretty
off
fun."
long ago. There's no way any new listeners are tuning into this shit.
But the ones that I've got through are
And-
the solid listeners.
And the poor
Oh,
silent
that's
guy
life.
on the left. Oh, silent dude, Ben. I'm sorry.
No,
He's not
no,
that
no.
silent. What is he talking about? But yeah, they must be thinking, what the fuck have I listened and stumbled onto here at this point? Because this is a fucking mess. Just saying.
No, it's beautiful.
So,
Beautiful.
huge apologies, people. But there's been some technical issues this week due to somebody who's a regular host is not a regular host because shit's going on, and therefore he's
Also,
not
we
here.
hate you and fuck
He's
off.
not here.
All right, video
Yeah, we
games.
do.
What have we been playing? Who wants to start?
I haven't hardly got anything right because one of my games was Uncharted, Drake's Fortune.
Oh,
that I
right. You
managed
can
to
talk
get
about that.
finished
It's
this
just the
week.
Chinny can't
Yeah,
talk
talk
about
about
I'll
it.
pretend to
But I
be
can't
Chinny.
talk about it.
Oh, man, this game. Oh, the things that are happening in this game. Like, Drake kills everybody. He's such a
Oh,
murderer.
those guns. They goes
Oh,
with
my
pow, pow,
God.
pow. And,
The thing with the jet
You know,
skis
actually-
or whatever.
yeah,
part
the
of
jet
me
skis,
thinks-
yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. Part of me thinks, fuck him. Do you know what
Wow.
I mean?
Well,
He's got other shit going on. and
well, I
I've
mean, it's
got
unlikely
nothing
he's going to
else
be back
talk
anytime
about.
soon, really, because the baby's going to be here.
Exactly,
Yeah, true.
exactly.
So why
I'm
don't you just
like,
tell us what you
what?
think?
Yeah, just
of-
tell me what you think. Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you what I think. And then he can tell him what he thinks.
No,
when he
yeah,
comes-
he'll
when he
come back and go,
eventually
yeah,
comes
you're
down
right.
over
That
maybe.
thing you said a month
Yeah, fuck
ago,
him.
it really doesn't hold up.
Yeah,
All right, so this is
exactly,
Does It Hold Up,
exactly.
which is the part of the show where Stu
Yeah,
and Shinny,
yeah.
or just Stu, plays an older game and decides, at least 10 years old, does it hold up? Go ahead.
Hold up.
Tell us.
Anyway, yeah, we've been playing Uncharted Drake's Fortune, the
Yes.
first in the series.
Right.
So this week we were playing from chapter, so it's not really episode, but chapter 16 to 22, which is the end of the game. So
Yes.
that's what we played. It was a short stint. I'll start with that. It took literally about 2 hours, if that, an hour and a half.
Wow.
It was very, very, compared to the rest of the game, it was a very short amount of time. It's not very good at the end. I'm being
Oh,
totally
no.
honest.
Oh, really?
It's a bit poor.
Oh.
It's a bit poor. I'll be honest. This is what it felt like. I started playing it, and I felt like when they were designing the end of the game, they just didn't really know the best way to end it, so they just kind of rushed to the end and almost like got it out of the way. That's how it felt. There's kind of a few more gunfights. There's not really any more puzzles.
No more jet skis.
No, thank fuck, no more jet skis. That they were the bane of my life. There was quite an interesting room where it did this. It was a bit weird, right? It did this. Oh, you need to look in because I don't know whether have you played this, Ben, back in the day?
I
Have you ever played
did,
this
and
game?
then it bricked my PlayStation 3 halfway
no.
through, so I never finished it. But I did
Yeah,
play
never
Uncharted
finished
2 after.
Wow.
I had to look on YouTube. It was for some reason, you know, the submarine bit where you find the abandoned submarine near
Yeah.
the waterfall.
Yeah.
Just bricked my PS3. I was just
Wow.
like,
See, that's kind of near the
Wow.
beginning of the game as well.
yeah.
That's not that
So
far.
then I
in.
had to like
Crazy.
Google and watch it on YouTube, like Uncharted, because every time I played it, it would just brick, and then like I had to reset the PS3 all the way
Wow.
over it. So I thought, right,
Ugh,
it's a sign. Don't play it.
I guess
Yeah, to
not.
be fair, that part of the game is quite graphically intensive because you've got all the cool sky going on and all the waterfall doing its shit and yeah, a lot of foliage and stuff. I'm guessing maybe the PS3 was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, it's literally as soon as I saw the waterfall and you turn, it would just freeze, and then it'd like be like, well, yeah, and then I did it like 4 or 5 times, and it would take like half an hour to keep resetting. It was one of the first PS3s, you know, the ones where you had the PS2s.
Yeah.
It was one of those big lumps of meat. So yeah, maybe it wasn't made for Uncharted 1.
Yeah, because I mean, even at this point, this was pushing the console.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's what it was doing. But the interesting thing is, I mean, the scene that we're seeing on screen now for the audio listeners is when Nathan Drake comes across Sir Francis Drake's body.
Dude.
So he comes across that, and he's related in some way. I'm not entirely sure how, but he's obviously Nathan Drake, Francis Drake. I guess he's related.
I guess so.
So he's related somehow. So he has Francis Drake's ring around his neck, and he goes, "Ah, well, you didn't get what you came for. Here's the ring, though," and he leaves his Francis Drake's ring with him for some reason,
Interesting.
with the actual dead body.
Well,
but this is when all
give it to its proper resting place, I guess. I don't know.
Well, yes.
I guess.
But this is when all the supernatural shit starts. So all these fucking weird creature things appear.
Yeah, weird creature things. That's what's up.
So it turns out, right, and I'm going to cut to the chase at the end here. It turns out that the gold, the big, massive gold statue that you've been looking for the whole game is cursed.
Oh, no!
A la Raiders of the Lost Ark. So it's very Raiders of the Lost Ark-ish. And basically, when you open it up, you get turned into these weird zombie creature things. So all of these zombie creature things are the Spaniards that got to the island but never left.
The Spaniards.
So that's the big twist at the end of the game. So you do all that shit, right? You get to it. The fucking Spanish, I don't know, the dude, I don't know what he's now. It's called Carlos or something. I don't know, some dude.
Yeah,
the main bad guy.
Yeah.
Fred. So the main bad guy, he lets him change into one of these zombie dudes. Then he kills him.
Oof.
And then you chase Carlos because he's like, I know what I'm doing with this shit. You are all after the gold, but this will be great for a biological weapon.
Oh, biological
so that's what
weapon.
he's
Damn.
And that's how The Last of Us was made.
Exactly. So that's what he's planning on doing with this. He's like, fuck this, I'm going to sell this to the highest bidder who wants to like turn everyone into these zombie things.
Right.
So you have to try and stop him. So that's like basically the end game. So he sticks it on a helicopter, takes it back to his ship. You jump on it and obviously fly to his ship. And then you have this bit of a boss fight with him, which is the biggest non-boss fight in the history of boss fights.
Okay.
So basically, you chase him around the ship, and you have to shoot all these bad guys protecting him, like bodyguards, and then he runs to another bit of the ship. Then you have to repeat again, rinse, repeat.
So it sounds like it's kind of tedious.
It is kind of tedious. It's not very long, thankfully. It's about 3 sections until you get to the final bit where you've got him to fight.
Right.
And then his fight is literally quick time events. That's it. You have to hide behind the crate, roll, hide behind that crate. He shoots that crate, but while he's reloading, you run up to him, punch him, and then you just do button prompts. And then you kick him.
Square.
Yeah, that's pretty much square, triangle, square, or whatever.
Dude.
He lands on the floor. As he's getting up, you run over, punch him a second time, and that's it. You just do another 3 button prompts.
You know what? I've never minded quick time events. I don't have a problem with quick time events. A lot of people hate them.
For a final boss fight?
Yeah, sure, why not?
No, I wasn't impressed.
I don't know. There's one game I know you don't like.
I mean, I'm not saying they're the best way to do a boss fight, but do you want like an epic thing that is really hard to do and like you feel very satisfied when you're done with it?
I guess. I mean, the final cutscene's quite cool. So basically, he stood on. He steals a lot from action movies and what have you. And, bad guy death.
Well, it is an action movie.
So he stood on the deck, and unbeknownst to him, the rope from the idle thing is wrapped round his leg, like looped at the bottom of his foot.
Right.
And you kick it off the boat. Obviously, he grabs around his leg and he's like, adios, amigo, says some smart aleck comment, and he gets dragged off the ship and, gets drowned.
Right.
Pulled into the depths by the idol.
Sure.
Is there a boss fight that you guys played that you remember, like, was actually really legendary? Like, you really enjoyed playing it? Or...
I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but the one in Phoenix Rising Immortals, like, it just went on forever. And I think that's the kind of boss fight I hate the most. Let me have a fight, and then it's over, and then I win, and it's fine.
Yeah.
I think the most memorable boss fight for me was probably General Rahm in the original Gears of War.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. That's kind of a cool boss fight at the end of the very first game, and because you always played it in co-op, it was so much fun doing that together, especially on like the hardest difficulty setting.
Yeah,
It was literally one-shot kills, so you had to really time everything to perfection to do it.
that is true. Yeah, mine was like Elden Ring. I never played a game like that before, and like I'd worked so hard, battled, and then when it's when they have different modes. You kill them once, and then they come back, and then they come, and then when you finally defeat it, like you say, when you get a combo going, because Gears of War, not Gears of War, what's the God of War, that was a bit like that as well with their fights, but yeah. The worst boss fight ever for me was Arkham Asylum. There was the Joker. He took some toxic stuff, and then he just became huge. And like, oh my gosh, the game was so good up to that point.
Right. And again, I think it's because a lot of developers think, oh, we need to have this way over the top, crazy final boss fight. And I don't think we do. I think Portal and Portal 2 might have the best boss fights ever. Those are good boss fights at the end.
Yes, yeah. Especially Portal 2 is really, really good.
Oh, yeah. Because they're tense, they're frustrating. You have to use everything you've learned in the game. And I think that's what makes them really a great boss fight is it's not just there's this huge enemy you have to beat and it takes a very long time and it's very, very difficult, but rather you have to use the things you've learned in the game and it's going to require you to think a little creatively. Now, that may be in Elden Ring, I wouldn't know, but I don't know. I feel like they just go for
Do you know, I don't know whether you can classify it as an actual boss fight or not. But the end of the scenarios in Left 4 Dead were great.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though they weren't, they're not like strictly a boss fight, but they kind of were.
But it's a final fight before the round is over. Yeah, and it felt great.
Yeah,
when you got on the boat,
work together. You totally had to work
or
together.
Even I'll tell you, you know what? On those, if I'm sacrificing myself so everyone else can, I remember one time I was playing with a bunch of randos on the internet, and like it was so close, and they were like, I was down, and they were like, we're coming to get you. I'm like, no, go get on the boat, and I'll sacrifice myself. It was a beautiful moment because I was like, get over here, people, and like I attracted the monsters to me, and it was a great feeling. Even though I didn't make it on the boat, it was like we had a successful ending. So. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. That's a great final fight there in Left 4 Dead.
And also, what I really, really liked about the end of Left 4 Dead scenarios was when it told you what everyone had done. You know, how many monsters he'd killed, how many specials he'd killed.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of satisfying, you know what I mean? And it was like, I did that. That was so good, you know what I mean? And I don't think many games achieve that with boss fights because what happens is it's finding that balance between frustration and difficulty, isn't it? It's sort of...
Right.
You don't want it so difficult you can't complete it, but you don't want it so easy that it's not a challenge.
See, I actually don't mind it easy. That's why I like QuickTime events. I'm like, all right, this is cool. I get to see something fun. I get to look like I'm a badass, but I don't have to actually do anything difficult. So, but I'm a weirdo.
Yeah. Dead Space 2 had a great final boss battle as well.
It did.
That was pretty impressive.
Listeners, audience, what do you think is the best boss fight ever? Write in and let us know. VGPodcastUK@gmail.com. Is that it?
That is it.
Okay.
That is it. You got it right first time.
Go ahead, people. Let us know.
Uncharted 1.
Uncharted 1. Final Judgment.
Does
it hold up?
It hold up.
By a thread. It's kind of like it's literally just. Literally.
As long as it doesn't brick your PS3.
Yeah, that's
as long as it doesn't break your PS3. It doesn't hold up very well is probably the best way to describe it. It does, and you can see where it was going at this point. That and they were kind of finding the way a little bit.
Yeah.
But we're playing Uncharted 2 next week. Is the most revered in the series up to a point. So, everyone loved Uncharted 2. So that should definitely hold up, shouldn't it?
We hope so. I remember having fun. That was the only one I played. Well, I played the third one too. But
I liked it.
Yeah.
Or are we going to find sections where we're like, oh my God, I didn't remember this being so crap?
I doubt it.
But I don't know. I've got high
We'll
hopes.
see.
I've got high
Shooting
hopes.
next week at the VeteranGamers
right.
to find out.
Now, here's the
not
question.
next week.
Ben, if Chinny's still not back, are you going to play this? Were you interested in giving this a try?
If you would like me to, I can. Yeah.
Have you?
I'll
Have
give it
you?
a go.
Do you own it, Ben? Do you own it?
No, but you know what? I have
Whoa.
not given any money to the veteran gamers in a long
Well,
time.
you don't have
so-
to. No, just listen to me. Listen to it. I've got it on disc because I bought it thinking I had it, and then didn't realize I had it, and I already had it. So I have
you have
got
2
a
copies.
tiny PS4 version of the Uncharted collection. If you want to post
Wow.
it to you.
Wow, I'd be
Man.
honoured, especially with your human DNA pushing it through.
He's gonna
I'd
clone
be
you. Don't send it
honoured.
to him.
Now, I would expect you can pay for postage, but I don't mind
yeah.
sending you a game. For
Oh, now
free.
there's a
I'd
catch.
rather-
There's always a
Oh, no.
catch.
Always
Postage.
this
50
guy,
quid
no.
for postage. What?
It's still cheaper than buying it. Trust me.
Yeah,
God.
Yeah. So if you say we'll sort postage out, and I'll send it to you. So we'll get that sorted.
Thank you.
And then you can play because it could be a few weeks. We've no idea what's going to go on once the
yeah,
baby
exactly.
does arrive.
Who knows
so,
what's going to happen next?
I bet babies are easy. No one's ever complained about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right.
if you give me an address, I'll get it posted as soon as. So hopefully you'll have it before next weekend easily. I'll post it first class and everything for you. You know what I mean?
first
I ain't gonna mess around. So Uncharted 1, it was alright. I mean, it wasn't a big chore because it was easy enough to play and it didn't take a long time. So,
All right.
But I've got higher hopes for Uncharted 2.
Yes. Good. Ben, what have you been playing lately?
I've been playing a random game that was free on Epic Games called 911 Operator.
Oh, yeah. 911 Operator. I played this.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a phone game, but on
It's
the
a
PC.
management game.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I'm really into it. There's like different scenarios. Basically, it's a grid map.
Yep.
You look at it and you get given like
and it's a
4
city.
police,
Like it's
3
usually a real city.
It's
Yeah,
a full-blown city. Yeah. And like then you have to before you start the game, you put all your little men around where you want them. So obviously you're trying to put them on the outer edge. I do, and then have like a motorbike that's quick in the middle. So if something's kicking off up in the north, more's going that way. I send the motorbike quickly. But yeah, you get like random 9999. Wow, I'm getting this right. 911 calls. Sorry, I'm getting it. I think we're
because it's a
British,
different
don't
number
we?
over
You know what
there,
I mean?
right?
Yeah. And then you have to decide to say, "Hi, I've rang up. I've stabbed. I've got a stab wound." So
Yeah.
you think, "Oh, how did that happen?" And then they say, "Oh, I fell on a knife." And then you realise actually you get to send the police and the ambulance. 'cause
Yeah,
something
yeah.
could be happening.
You know what? For 1 second there, Ben, I thought you were going to, because you started saying, I've stabbed him. Like, so the murderer himself is phoning up and going,
That would be a
know what?
funny
just let you know, I've
scenario.
just stabbed someone.
That's happened. That has happened on that game where they ring up. But yeah, it starts off very basic and
Yeah.
slow pacing. But I tell you what, some of the calls you get are really interesting.
Oh,
like
yeah.
there was one where this guy says, "I've got a list of demands," and I was like, "Go away, don't waste my time." And then the next phone call, just explosions started happening all around
Yeah.
the city, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh my goodness!" And then I had to have the helicopters out, and then
Yeah.
it gets,
I had-
and then you get some like, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, and then I had like somewhere like a man's chasing me. What shall I do? I've got
Yeah.
a gun, and like you've got a split few seconds. What do
Yeah.
you do in that scenario? It's
Right,
like, well,
right. and
is
you
he-
have choices to like click on like get to safety or like turn around and shoot him or whatever.
yeah,
And
yeah,
you're
and then like,
advising these people.
and I'm very much like, think of the corporation. Don't do anything like get this company sued because
Yeah.
if you make a bad call, it affects your pay packet,
Right.
and then that means you can't afford like the police for the next week and the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
week and the next.
Yeah,
So
yeah, totally.
and then it's a really fun.
And like, yeah,
Okay.
sometimes
So
there's calls that
it's
are
a
like,
little bit.
sometimes there's calls that are like, you know, my daughter's sick, and then you start talking about it, and she's like, yeah, I'm sick, and you're like, something seems wrong. Like, say no if there's something wrong with this person, if they're not your parent. And she says no, and you're like, oh fuck, we got a hostage situation here. This
Yeah.
little girl's kept in a basement or something.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. And there's some interesting, like you say, because of the British, like you know, when you get, oh, he's got a knife. I'm like, well, that's a big threat in the UK.
Right.
But like
In the
in
US.
America, that's
Is that
nothing.
it?
Just
Just a
send one guy over. But like,
Why are you
it's
calling
like,
me about it then? You
But it's like,
wuss.
I've got a gun. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, they've got a gun. That's crazy. And then, oh yeah, it's American
Oh, yeah.
based.
Everyone's got a gun. Of course it
apparently.
is.
Except in New York.
Right.
New York, not many phone calls had guns. I guess it's
Interesting.
you're not allowed them,
I
really.
don't know that that's totally accurate, but still.
I don't know.
What were you
But
going to
yeah.
say, Steve?
Yeah, no, it's a fun game.
I was going to say it's kind of a bit like Papers, Please, but with
A
police
little
cars,
bit,
isn't
a
it?
little. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
quite as desperate, but it is that same idea of like, yeah, you got to make sure you keep the money flowing and have good enough responses and stuff. It
Yeah,
gets
I've not
hectic
like
at a certain
Papers,
point.
yeah, like Papers, Please. You always knew eventually it was gonna get pretty sad.
Yeah.
But this one, like, I've only had like one city where I kind of messed up, and that was basically my bad because I said, "Oh yeah, we'll send everyone everywhere," and then I totally forgot to because I just sent them all too far north. Couldn't get down south by the end of the day. But yeah, it's a fun game.
I like how you
recommend
can speed it up and slow it down, and you can hit
Yeah.
pause, so you can figure out, okay, I'll send this here and that there. And yeah, sometimes you need, like, cops need backup, but if this other dude is, if you sent the cops over here to deal with, you know, this guy who's just like his tongue feels weird, and it's like, oh, I should have not have sent the cops over to this guy's house whose tongue feels weird.
Yeah.
And it turns out he ate some bad pizza or something. It's like,
Yeah, it's actually like, you know, when you put it on the surface, it's pretty basic, but then it's got some depth to it.
Yeah,
so
it does.
yeah,
That's true.
I was impressed.
Yeah, and you can call up a lot of different cities. So I played the city near where I live in Wisconsin, and I was like, oh, that's
wicked.
sweet. It's just like, you see the layout, and it's like, yeah, I don't know how many
Yeah,
cities
yeah,
they
yeah.
have, but there's a bunch of them like that. And I think there is one for the UK, but I don't know the details about it. But
Yeah, I don't know if I got to that
they've
part.
got
Yeah,
a few
so it's
different
not-
games.
Yeah, so the scenarios stay the same, but obviously it's not. You can have like local maps, so you can see
Right.
somewhere near where
And
you
there's
are.
like a
Yeah,
whole
that's
bunch
kinda
of
cool.
different scenarios. So you do, if you play it long enough, like I probably have like 7 or 8 hours in it. Eventually, you start to see the same scenarios come up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But still, it's a fun little game. I had more fun than I
Yeah.
expected to have on it.
Yeah, that's literally how I felt. I was like, wow, this is pretty deep.
And I'm pretty sure it's the same company that recently put out a game that's like sort of a version of like DoorDash or whatever. So like people are ordering all these food things, and you have to, you know, make sure it's on time and get the food to keep it hot. And like they're asking for all sorts of things. Make sure mine has extra cheese, and I don't want anchovies and all this. So you have to like keep track of it all. And I haven't played it yet, but it looks kind of interesting. You know, another version of the same kind of notion. You know, but not life and death stuff. Just, you know, extra cheese.
Yeah.
So
No, I like the life and death stuff. It adds
Yeah.
more drama to it.
Sure.
But no, that's it. That's what I've been playing.
Yeah,
what about
yeah.
you?
911 operator. I've been playing a few games. I don't know that they're on the chat or on the notes, so I'll just remind myself of. Oh yeah, I know what it is. So here's the thing: Counter-Strike Global Offensive has been the game for a very long time, right? Let me just get a video footage of this. Okay, so yeah, this is a game that has been loved by many people. Sorry, I'm just babbling. Yeah, it's been a game that a lot of people love. Well, they just this week put out Counter-Strike 2. It's a totally new game. Oh my god, it's a whole new game. Sound effect. Yes, it's totally new, Stuart. For instance, the graphics are a little better. And
Yeah.
so here's the other thing. It's not at all new at all, even a little bit. The graphics are a little better. People are losing their minds over. Like you can find like 100 videos on YouTube that are like, it's totally different. It's finally the best game ever. Oh my god! And it's like, here's the big difference because Valve put out a video like, here's the difference. The smoke physics are a little better apparently, but I don't use smoke bombs, so I don't care. And the difference is. There's been a tick system so that the game ticks every once in a while, right? Every number of nanoseconds or whatever it is. But people have been mad because if you shoot before the game ticks, it might not register it until the tick happens. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of delay because of the tick system. They've gotten rid of the tick system. So now it's like ultra ticks or like whatever. It's constantly updating. I didn't understand what the hell they're talking about, but that's apparently the big thing is that. Oh my God. So I wanted to say, they were talking about how different it is. So I'm like, all right, I'll load it back up. I played some CSGO once upon a time. It's the same game. It's the exact same game.
Have you got that sound clip? It's
just like Stummies.
clip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Stummies.
It is just like Stummies. Here, I'm playing it right
It's
now.
exactly like Stummies.
It's exactly like Stummies.
And the twist is?
It's a much bigger pill.
So, there's a resurgence of people playing it. Big Kahuna was playing it. I saw Fraser on playing it for a minute, and I was like, oh, snap. Fraser's playing it. And I asked Kahuna, and then he was like off again. And I'm like, Kahuna, did I see Fraser playing this? He's like, yeah, he was complaining the whole time. So I'm
Yeah,
like, all right, well.
I give it a go this week as well, obviously, because it just came out. Yeah, it literally felt exactly the same, but sexier graphics. But I enjoy because I played Valorant more than Counter-Strike because you got a bit more like these special abilities. This is just pure. If you've got aim, you're going to be good at this game.
I'll be honest,
I do not have aim.
No.
I look at this and I feel like I'd rather stick needles in my eyes. At this
no,
point
why
in my
is? I mean, you play Call of Duty once upon a time.
Play this. I know, yeah, but at this point in my life, I couldn't be doing any of that.
Well, fair enough.
No
It's
way,
where
no
you are
how.
in the world.
By the way, Mike's in the chat. And he
Big
says,
up, Mike.
Can't believe Stu talks about Uncharted. Well, you know what? It's all I've played this week. So
tell us what you think, Chinny. Put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we were talking about CS2, if you don't mind, Chinny. Trying to distract us. Yeah.
CS2.
Yeah, it's funny because I've mostly been playing I've mostly been playing the deathmatch mode because I'm not trying to get my team mad at me because I get killed in the first 5 seconds. The main game mode in this, for those who don't know, is like there's terrorists trying to set a bomb up, and then there's counter-terrorists trying to stop the terrorists. And so it's it's the kind of game where once you're killed, you're out for the round. And 4 against 5 is significantly harder than 5. So you want to be an asset to your team. And if you think you've seen toxic gaming communities, man, go and play ranked CS. Ugh,
it's
they
bad.
get mad. They get nuts, which is crazy. And you have to buy stuff at the beginning of every round, which I'm not crazy about. So, did they do that in Valorant?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so that's just a thing that happens in a lot of game modes. But I'm like, whatever. I'm here to have fun. So I'll play some casual sometimes. I don't think I'll be playing a lot of this because it's the same game. But
yeah, I'm the guy who has the money for the op and then gives it to somebody else to use it because I'm just like, if you miss, it's on you.
Right.
It's not on me.
There you go.
I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, I can't because I play deathmatch and they'll just cycle you through different weapons.
Yeah,
and I get the op and I'm just it's a AWP, it's some sniper rifle. I suck with it. I'm just the worst. So I'll usually if I get the op, I'll just immediately switch to pistols and be like, I have better chance with the pistols to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy. But anyway,
can I just say Mike is now spamming the chat?
Yeah, he is. How dare you? I was working on an edit.
How dare you? I was an edit.
The show falls apart. You have no idea how much it fell apart, Chinny.
True, it does.
Jesus,
that is absolute.
Well, it did this week. Next week, it'll be smooth sailing. Everything's going to be great.
Yeah. I even said, right, Chinny, that you're not allowed to have another week off ever.
Yeah, really?
Never, ever, ever. He says he was going to name the baby after me. I know that's not true because who the hell would call the baby Stuart? Just saying at this point.
Well, no, he was going to call it Wellyhead.
Yeah, maybe Wellyhead would be better. There's a good name for a kid. Good name for a baby, that.
Yeah.
What's your baby called? Wellyhead?
Wellyhead. Wellyhead Jr.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, Stu, it's back to you. Do you got anything else?
It is. I have got, right, I'm going to say something here.
Uh-oh. Sounds controversial.
Have you two guys have heard of Marie Kondo?
She's the do what makes you happy woman.
Kondo, Marie Kondo, that's
right.
Kondo.
Does it bring you joy?
Does it bring you joy, right?
Yeah.
And
what about
I'm going to start using that analogy for video games.
Okay.
In my life because...
Well, yeah, of course.
I want to love Starfield, but you know what? It's not bringing me any joy.
Yeah.
It isn't bringing me any joy, man.
That's pretty funny. You know what? I need to say this about Starfield, Stu. You were right. It needs a goddamn city map. I hadn't gotten to the point. I hadn't gotten to the point where I was wandering around the city, but I was like, because I had like 7 million things. I had too much stuff. I'm weighed down. The oxygen is like, and I'm running out of oxygen, and I'm like, damn, this sucks. So I had to sell some stuff, but I couldn't figure out where to sell it.
I know.
And I was just wandering around,
Where the hell do you go? And there's not even any directions really. You eventually, it says like, oh, this is the merchant district or some district, I don't know.
Yeah.
And you do eventually find some.
Yeah. I found some places eventually, but it just took so long.
Even when you get there, it's hard to decide where you need to buy certain stuff from.
Yeah, right. Because there's different kinds of stores for different like clothing and then weapons and then this and then that.
But even the weapon guy, he had the right load of shit. I had loads of cash and there was nothing worth buying.
Well,
like,
no, absolutely
not.
not.
Even got anything.
Not yet.
So,
but you can sell your old stuff, so there's that.
You can. There is that. But I'll be honest, I feel like it's a step backwards, as awful as that is to say for Bethesda.
I don't know if I can say that yet. And that's the problem.
only reason I'm saying that-
I'm not playing it enough to have an opinion, really.
Right. The only reason I'm saying that is because, right, what was the biggest thing when we talked about next gen consoles and new stuff and, more powerful systems? What was the biggest thing we didn't want? Do you remember what we said?
Loading screens.
Fucking loading
yeah,
screens,
well.
right? We went, right? Oh, won't it be great? Because it'll be streaming in the background because you'll have the RAM and the power to sort that shit out.
right.
And we'll never see another loading screen.
Right.
This game's got more loading screens than soft mic.
But see, this is
fucking shit's
I
loading
agree.
screens.
But this is because technology tends to do this weird thing. It's same with processing power. PCs should be cheaper than they were in the past, but they're not because they keep packing more power in, and then the cost stays basically steady. I think I paid about the same for my current gaming PC as I paid 10 years ago for my Macintosh computer that I used for things. So I think the same is true about games, is that yes, if they had kept the level of detail and stuff where it was 5 years ago, we wouldn't need loading screens. But because they keep making everything fancier and throwing more stuff into these games, yeah, they need to have loading screens.
They do. And I think the other big issue is, right, because a lot of people compare this to Mass Effect and Mass Effect 2, etc.
Well, Chinny compares it to Star CAC, so, but yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So a lot of people are doing that. But here's the massive difference between Mass Effect 2 and this. Mass Effect 2 was razor sharp focused on the story.
Yeah.
And when you got to a place, you were there for quite a long time.
Oh, sure. And
Do you know
Bethesda
what I mean?
never
You
does
get
that.
to a mission, and it was a massive mission, and it was a big story mission. There was lots of characters. There was loads of dialogue.
Yeah.
And it was focused in although it was set in the whole of space, you might have only gone to 6 or 7 locations.
Right.
And then within those locations were all these stories, weren't they?
Sure.
That made up either the side missions, the main missions, whatever it may be.
Right. But they were all
This
going to
wants
be
to
in
be
that
like-
basic area. Bethesda
Yeah,
doesn't do
exactly.
that
And
shit.
this is like, it's a whole universe for you to
Right.
explore,
Yeah.
which is mostly empty. And
Well, yeah. But you
you'll
can
go to
move
one
pretty quickly
place-
between the places, so.
You can. But you'll go to a place to do a mission that maybe lasts, 15, 20 minutes?
Yes.
And then it's like, you need to go to another place.
You've gotten, and while you're there, I mean, this is what they did in Skyrim. They send you to Solitude. You get 20 quests in Solitude that send you all over the map. You follow one of them to Riften. In Riften, you get 20 more quests that send you all over the map. And then
Which
you
is
have to
fine.
keep track of, like, which quests are happening in this area, and then I'll do them while I'm there, or I'll just keep running back and forth forever.
Which is fine. I'm okay with all that. I'm on board with all that shit. Because guess what?
What?
When he gives you all that shit to do in Skyrim or all that shit to do in like Fallout,
Yeah.
how many loading screens do you have to see in all that shit?
Not
Yeah,
many,
there is like
that's fair.
there is an
None.
outer layer.
None.
Yeah, there's an outer layer. When you go to Skyrim or Fallout, that map
Yeah.
is that map. Whereas
Yeah,
now
yeah,
it's
sure,
like,
sure.
oh yeah,
Right.
instead it gets sent that you go
Right.
to a different planet.
Yeah.
Or
Different galaxies.
Go to
different
another
systems.
city. Go to
I
a
listened to a
different
podcast
galaxy.
and they were saying about how this game has been made in the old style of Bethesda. They have not actually, like, do you remember, I don't know if I've brought it already, but Arkham Asylum, do you remember when you used to get to the doors and it used to go scanning?
Yeah,
But
that was their
actually,
loading.
well, obviously it wasn't scanning. That was just loading in the
Yeah.
next bit.
Yeah, it was just masking
Whereas
what was going on.
Yeah, but this one, for some reason, when they've looked into it, has got a bit. Everyone's a bit confused on why they did it this way, and that's why there's so many loading screens. They were saying.
Yeah.
But it's even the convoluted way that you even get to move to another universe, like another planet. You've still got to go through about 3 steps to even get to that loading screen. It's not even like it's instantaneous.
No,
It's
it's not. And I think, I don't know, my guess is that there's going to be reasons to spend time on your ship. There's going to be reasons to fly around inside the system that you're in. But I agree with you that it should be the type of thing where it's like, okay, I want to go to this system. Let's just boom, 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 and let's just skip those middle bits. But we can't.
Yeah.
And so
So I'll
I'll
come to the
say,
conclusion,
go ahead.
as Marie Kondo would say, it's not giving me any
It's not giving you
joy.
joy. You gave it a
So
good try. Maybe you're like, okay, fine. It's not for me.
Fuck
I'm going to
this
keep playing
game.
it. You're done.
I am done.
Okay. And
I'm
I don't blame
done
you.
with it.
I don't blame anybody who feels that way. I have not played it a lot this week, but I will say that yesterday I booted it back up because I was like, I guess I ought to play it. And I didn't realize I was really close to finishing a quest. Like I had gone back to the lodge or whatever the hell it is. And first of all, you have a place to stay in the lodge. Yeah, it's up the stairs, down this hall, turn left, go halfway down that hallway, and then turn right, and then it's on your left. What the fuck is that? Just make it a room that's really easy for me to access. Why do I? Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a better place to live soon, I can tell. But as soon as I finished that quest, they were like, all right, there's these 3 other people you can go talk to, and they each have quests for you. One of them's in a space station orbiting overhead. One of them is in the next room, and I'm like, okay, cool. Options for where I go next. And then I went to sell stuff, and along the way, I got like 5 other quests. So I'm like, all right. And one of them was like, read this tablet for a secret base that nobody knows about. I'm like, oh, cool. There's something hidden there, but it's going to be dangerous. I'm like, yeah, let's go do it. So like, I'm kind of excited about having some of these side quests, because really, it's the side quests that make Bethesda games come to life, right? So I'm excited to go.
Say.
Well, so they say, and so we'll see if I can get more into the groove of it. Because yeah, we haven't needed. When I play Fallout 4 the first time, I didn't need to get in the groove of it. I knew what the groove was from 3 in New Vegas, right? And when I play Skyrim, I don't need to get in the groove of that because I know what it's from Oblivion, and so the hardest thing for me about Starfield is that I'm trying to get into the groove of it, but it's taking a long time because it's a different groove. And
I think, do you know what I think is quite telling, dude?
What's that?
Especially with you.
I'll stick to
Is the
Bethesda
way
in
you
a way I
just-
won't stick to other games.
No. Just the way you described it then when you started talking about it, and your first thing you said was, I suppose I thought I'd better play it. You weren't like, oh my God, I can't wait to play it.
Oh, no,
You were
of course
like,
not. I haven't been like
guess
that
I
since I
better play
started.
it.
And that's the difference, is that when I got Fallout 4, man, I had to be like, I have to turn this off because I have to teach tomorrow. But I have not felt that way at
Correct.
all about Starfield.
No, and I think that's the biggest. That's the biggest tell. Let's be honest, because if the Bethesda fanboy amongst us isn't feeling it,
Sure.
then what chance have we got?
But I didn't get into Minecraft right away.
No, you didn't. I don't disagree, but I just feel like there's too many. They've made too many obstacles
We'll see.
within the game to make it enjoyable. And at this point in time, time is precious.
Yeah,
It is.
And
It is.
100%.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, why would I play something like As Maria Kondo? Like, I'll keep quoting it. It
sure.
doesn't give me joy, man.
No, I
It
agree.
ain't give me
And that's
joy.
why I haven't played it a lot either, because it isn't. When I look at the icon on my taskbar, I'm like, oh yeah, I should play that, rather than.
And I
"Oh,
can't.
right,
I
get to
can't
play
even.
that."
I'm totally uninvested in anything in it. I'm like, I can't even remember what I'm doing.
Well,
or
the
why I'm
characters are
doing
totally
it.
generic so far. The scenario
like
is
I've
let's
got
go
a kid
explore
and a-
stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I've got a kid and a bloke on the ship. I can't even remember why they're there.
Yeah, you know what? I met the kid, and he's like, she's so interested in exploring space. Yeah, that's fine, but don't bring her on this deadly mission to go get fucking remnants of some ancient magic thing. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
You keep your kid here. I'll see you soon. Have fun playing in your simulator, daughter, or whatever. It's just stupid. Why bring a kid?
I'd be interested to see what the amount of people playing it on Game Pass originally was and what the drop off's been since.
Oh, I'm sure it's
then. It'd be-
significant. Because everyone I talk to people at school, and they're like, I played a little bit. I can't get into it.
Yeah, I've not played it yet. I purposely make myself be like a year or a year and a half behind video games. One, because they're cheaper and we're all
Yes.
tight.
Amen.
And 2, they never ever come out well. They're always buggy and
At this
nobody
point,
learns
right.
from it.
Right.
And like Bethesda, Skyrim.
No.
Yeah.
I waited for Skyrim for actually, Duke, you got me to play Skyrim. But the amount of stuff at Skyrim, on the PlayStation 3, it was so glitchy, it was so bad.
Yeah.
I waited. PC, all the mods that came out, everybody said these are not to play, these are the mods not to play.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is what to
Right.
that. So just
It's a much
be
better
patient.
experience, right?
And I feel like Starfield in two years will be a totally different game.
It could be.
But I am not paying 70 quid right now.
Well, no, and the only reason I'm playing it right now. Well, I might have gotten it, but it's on Game Pass, so like that's the only reason Stu probably touched it, right? You wouldn't have bought the
Totally, yeah. Do you know what? I'll be honest, and I'm going to be totally honest now. If this was back in the day, and I'd actually had to buy this, right?
you'd
I'd
be
not
mad.
just play because it's no one game. I'd have huge buyer's remorse. I'd be just
100%.
like,
But no,
the
it's
hell
interesting
is
what you
this?
say because like Cyberpunk is now a very different game on the
I've
PC.
not played that yet. I am
haven't
waiting.
either.
The new
You know,
DLCs
right? You
come
say
out,
all
I'm
that.
waiting.
You say all that, right? I played that and finished it.
Yeah, it wasn't
and
too
even
bad
though
for
it was
you.
a fucking glitchy pile of mess, right?
Yeah.
And it was. I mean,
Yeah.
I had so many issues in that game.
Yeah.
Even playing on PC, which was the best version of it, I had hundreds of issues. But it was still a great game. The story was
sure.
really good. The acting
what I
was
hear.
great. The missions were brilliant.
Right.
Everything felt great. It's just crashed a lot and stuff went
right.
wrong.
And this idea that Ben has, like, wait a little bit, I think makes a lot of sense. Same with No Man's Sky. Like, I tried it when it first came out. I was like, and then they kept changing it, making it better. So yeah, we're in an age where a game comes out, that's not the game. Like, there's no the game. You know what I mean? Like, now there's different versions of the game. Destiny 2 keeps changing and evolving.
I agree to an extent. That's possibly true, but I also think a lot of the issues are too fundamental to change.
That maybe, sure.
I know, but I feel like if we're saying this, don't you think the modders are saying this and going, "Yo, day one, what mod is gonna get 1 million people to download?"
Which is fine. Which is fine. But if you're playing on an Xbox Series S or X, what's your course of action?
That's why you shouldn't bother with the console, Stu. You need to come over to the PC, man.
Do you understand? I have got a game, as you know.
Yeah, well, why aren't you playing?
I've got a Steam Deck, for God's sake, so I can play this on that.
But hipster nerd.
Because I don't want to play this game at all on any console or fucking system.
No, I hear you, and I don't blame you. And like I said, I haven't been playing it much either, but I do think that it'll be interesting to see what happens next with it. And I have had some fun with it. It doesn't bring me the same kind of joy that Skyrim has in the past, but I'm not ready to judge it yet, so we'll see. All right, anything else?
I think they've spent way too long on something that just doesn't work.
We'll see.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that's like Cyberpunk. Now, this is the first time I'm actually tempted going, yo, Cyberpunk, the new DLC's come out. You can buy it all in a package with the DLC.
I tell you what, though.
The price, with no glitches.
Hey.
Now, I'm interested.
That DLC is getting some props, by the way. I mean, the reviewers are loving it. Phantom Liberty, isn't it?
Yeah. But I did that with, like, The Witcher 3. I waited like a year and a half for all the DLC came and all that stuff, and then I was like, now it's time to buy it.
Yeah.
All
right, enough of Starfield. What's next, Ben? What do you got?
Oh, I've been playing. I haven't got a link for you. It's cool.
By the way, you should say hello to Wolfgrader. Is that one of your mates, Ben? Is that something you know?
Nope, I do not know.
Well, hello, Wolfgrader.
I've not told my friends I was on because I didn't think I'd be on. But it's Team TFT it's called. I can't actually remember what the actual name of it is called. Team Fight Tactics it's called.
Team Fight Tactics.
Yeah,
all right,
TFT.
Tell us about TFT.
Basically, it's like a giant... It's a modded chess. Really? So you've got different... Yeah, it's based off the League of Legends characters.
Oh, okay.
But what you have to do is you get given, right at the beginning, just like a basic character, and there's different... things that are more powerful than the other, and you've got to level it up your systems. So like if you've got to decide what you want to build. So like the sorcery, so you think, okay, my first 2 characters I've got given are sorcerers, so I'll build into sorcery stuff. Then you'll look and see where each round you'll battle. First 2 minions are just 2 basic AI that you win guaranteed.
Okay.
Then you play against the opponents of like other people online,
right?
And if you lose, some strategies are so interesting because some you are purposely go on a losing streak.
Right.
So the more you lose, the more gold you get. So you will purposely lose, build. Wait till you got about 50 gold, then you level up really quickly.
Right.
So that you're more likely to get a higher rank, rarer characters that are more powerful.
Sure.
But like you can level up from level 1 to level 3. You need 2 of them or 3 of them, and they evolve into it to make them more powerful. You got different items, and there's so many different variants that beat different variants.
Yeah.
And like it's really interesting.
You're playing your opponent, and you have to look at what they're doing so you can counter it and stuff like that.
Or like there's one at the minute that's really strong called Void. That's really OP, but everybody knows it's really OP, so everyone's building it. So no one's getting any level 2s or level 3s of the character because everyone's trying to get it.
Yeah.
So while that's going on, I'm just out there building, I don't know, sorcery or something.
And they're
you
not
just
ready
start
for that.
beating people. They're not ready for it because everyone's trying to. Because there's loads of sorceries going the 2 for a penny. But yeah, it's definitely worth playing. It's you know what it is. It's a chinny game. He's having a baby.
Uh-oh.
You can't play too many games. You can play it on your phone. You can play it on your computer. It's 20 minutes max.
I don't know, man. He's not the type for a League of Legends type game, and I know it's not League, but
it's not League of Legends.
It's by Riot,
yeah.
though, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're doing all sorts now. They're doing Street Fighter
so
games.
Just out of curiosity, like, is it entirely auto battle, or are you controlling one of the characters on the screen?
Well, you decide. You place them where you want to put them.
Right.
But
But
like,
you're
obviously,
not
if you've
telling
got
them
more,
what to do, you just place them.
no, they automatically do it. So if you've got like some tanky players, like bruisers, they're called.
Yeah.
You build 3 bruisers. You'd put them at the front, wouldn't you?
Sure.
But then if you've got more sorcerers, you try and put them at the back so they'd be protected.
Gotcha.
But then there's like assassin builds that can skip through the bruisers. It's a good game.
Yeah, sure.
Some people are really into it. I'm not that guy. I'm only into it because all my friends that we used to play League of Legends with, we just haven't got time to play League of Legends. So we'll all just jump on, play 20 minutes, talk the business of what's going on in life, and then bounce off. But it's a fun game, and it's free.
Yeah, hey, cool.
Can't get any better than that.
Nothing wrong with free.
No, you can't. So what's the model to make cash then?
Battle passes they have where the more games you win, you level up, and if you want a cooler little champion that walks around, it's not like a pay to win though. It's just like
it's cosmetic.
I don't know. Yeah, cosmetic and like emotes. Actually, you can pay, and when you get eliminated, it goes into like a full stock animation. And it is the most infuriating thing because you just lost. You're like flip, and then you see this like cool animation that someone's paid for going, "What? You suck!"
Wow.
And then that's it. You're like,
that's kind of like
flip.
the goal explosions in Rocket League, man. It's one thing to get scored on; it's another one to have like a fiery skull going. Rah!
Yeah. And then I just type, "You paid for that, you sado."
Right,
Like,
that's the flip side. Imagine paying for a free game. Oh, it must be nice. Mommy bought you that, huh?
I know.
Say what you mean. I'm mad that you won. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm the same way.
No.
Totally.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It's nothing too. 20 minutes, and you can even shorten it down to like a 10-minute game if you haven't got time.
Variants that have different things.
Yeah, it's good if you're into that like auto battling.
Right.
System.
Strategy, but nothing too taxing. Although there is a lot of depth for when you're ready for that. It sounds like.
Yeah, if you want to go deep, you could go deep. But if you just fancy chatting with your mates, having a laugh, it's fun.
Cool.
That's what I played.
Team Fight Tactics. Check it out, people. All right. So there's this game I've been playing. Speaking of waiting till everyone else has gotten ready to it, have y'all heard about Coffee Golf?
Oh yes,
baby.
Oh
yeah, we know about Coffee Golf.
I finally, because Tainted Brain was like, hey, he's posting his scores every day. So I'm like, all right, what's up with this? And these are like 1-minute things. Come on. Oh, for God's sake. Where's like a longer... There's not going to be a long video of Coffee Golf, is there?
Not quite. How quick can you drink a coffee? That'd be a long video.
Exactly. Anyway, so, but there's... so Coffee Golf... Oh, what the fuck? Here, I'll just put it on a loop or something. Oh, man, that's... Loop. Yeah, okay, it's looped. Right, so Coffee Golf... This is going to look terrible. Whatever. Who cares? There it is. Coffee Golf is fun. I suck at it. At first, I thought that where you tell it to go, that it gives you a circle, right, of where it's going to end up. I thought that was where it would roll to. So I'm like putting it right near the hole. No, that's where it lands, and then it'll keep rolling. So I've had to adjust and figure out, okay, I'll go this way and that way. And my impulse on golf is like, hit it as far as you can, as hard as you can. No. In this game, it makes sense to like hit it not all the way to the cup so that you don't go into the water or whatever it is. But I really do like the fact that when you go in the water, they put a lily pad under that spot so that you don't do it twice in a row. That's just really smart. Yeah, there's some tactics to that. If there's like a small island, if you're willing to just eat a shot to get a good lily pad, it's so worth it. Because do you know how many times I was like, yo,
I'm not lily padding, and then I've ended up like doing 5 strokes, and I go,
Yeah.
well, that's not get posted to the Veteran Gamers Discord because that is
No,
embarrassing.
no.
I do like it. Sometimes I'm like, that one is not going online today. Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
don't know who this is playing it, but they suck.
Well, it looks like about what I do. So you're also saying I suck, which I do. I'm not going to fight you on that.
Yeah.
So like it is just the first thing that came up when I did a search for coffee golf. So, and ultimately, end of the day, like whatever. I think my high yesterday was like 20 strokes, and it was like, that's not great. But on the other hand, I don't care. Like whatever. I had a little fun playing it. So
Yeah,
Suck
it's
all
literally
bub.
a 2-second game, but
Yeah.
if you do well, we'll know about it, Duke, when you
Yeah,
do well,
right,
because
exactly.
you just look how well I did, 25%.
I'll post it on
Yeah.
Threads, but nobody will really care, which is as it should be. So yeah, coffee golf is fun. The end.
Yep.
Stu, what do you got?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna. We can. Let's talk about play my game, bitch, for this week.
Oh, that's
shall we?
right. We do have that here, right? I had the sound effect
Yeah.
somewhere. Here it is. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah,
Play my game, bitch.
Yeah, it's got sound effects still going. It's got the break it
Yeah, bitch. There you go. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Again, apologies to new listeners. This is not what it's usually like.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to get the thing going for next week, so you can
Yeah.
have the sound effects coming
Yeah.
through the thing. But.
Yeah. Solar Ash we chose. Annapurna Entertainment, usually pretty good games, good
Yeah.
producer, good lights, whatever studio, I don't know, whatever they are, publisher. Yeah, I didn't like this at all. If I'm being honest, I thought I was gonna really like it.
I
don't know
liked
how
it, but I didn't want to play it, if that makes any sense. So it is a kind of it's not open world, but it is a 3D action game where you are exploring this area. It's very colorful. It's very cyberpunky in that you're this person with this flowing digital robe or whatever, and you're like skating on the land and on the water.
Well, you feel like that, but it's a bit stoppy-starty, isn't it? It's
It can
not like
be.
smooth.
Once you get used to it, it's a lot more fluid, I think. But it's hard because there's times when you're supposed to be going up the wall. There's times when you're supposed to be grappling to things.
Yeah, and then
But-
it chucks you off, and
and
it
it
like
chucks you
electrocutes
off.
you or something, and it throws you
Yeah,
off the wall.
yeah. It's
Um,
go ahead.
I completed the first 2 sections. You've got to do these 3 things to help this.
Right, you
AI
need
to
to
block
re-up
the
3
interference
conduits or
or
whatever the
something.
fuck. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah,
it's just,
it stop the interference so you
Right,
can get the
right,
message
right.
properly or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah.
And I did the first 2, no problems, right? And then the last one, I figure out where I needed to go.
Was that the
There's
one
this, like,
where
big-
it's kind of going up the wall and then you're like going sideways at one
No.
point, or did you get that one?
No, I did that okay. That's
Okay.
fine. The one I couldn't figure out where it was. It had like almost a massive web of the black stuff across. And
Yeah.
I don't know where to go behind that.
Yeah.
I tried, and I was just like,
Yeah, I
couldn't
know what you
figure it
mean.
out.
It was kind of frustrating to me, but I kept going
Yeah.
with it. I finally got it. And the first boss fight, which is basically right after that, was actually pretty
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna find it on this video.
You
so
see,
I
I
can sort of
never
show
got
it
to
you.
that, so I never
Yeah.
got to the boss fight. I just gave
Yeah.
up at that point. I'm like, I cannot be bothered looking anymore.
And I don't really blame you, but
Uh,
that boss fight was pretty freaking wicked. And I think they just did that, and then they're gonna be fighting this boss fight. Oh, they don't show the boss. They're just talking, or maybe they did the boss fight already. No,
Because
anyway.
you're kind of doing this weird, like with the dragon, aren't you? Because you're
Yeah.
stabbing it in the eye every time you do one of these conduit things.
Yeah. Oh no, this is different. He must have just done the, but it's the setup for the boss fight though. The stabbing in the eye. You're not actually doing the fight. Here's the boss fight. Here's the boss. I found the boss fight. Yeah. So when you finally do it,
When
you
you
do
stabbed it in
eventually.
the eye 3 times.
You're stabbing, but that's just like waking it up or something. I don't even know how to describe it. But then you do fight it, and you have to like ride on its back. Like you basically grapple to its tail, and then you have to ride on its back. And it's like, it's so frustrating. I had to do it like 20 times because.
So is it a little bit like Shadow of the Colossus?
A little bit, yeah. I was thinking about that when I was doing it because you're riding it and killing it at the same time, and you have to like use this. Did you get the speed adjustment thing? Like where you hit, I think it was B on the Xbox controller. Like you have to get kind of near it. In order to grapple, you have to be really close to a thing. But you can also use this slowdown mechanic to like zoom in on something far away in order to grapple it. So you have to.
Yes, I did get that. I got that. Yeah.
You have to do that on this a number of times, and then like it does this thing. You can sort of see it on the feed. Of course, he does it first time, just going straight through whatever. But you have to kill it 3 times, so you'll see him doing it again. Like it sends this heat thing rolling back. And so once that happens, if you're not right up on the thing you need to destroy, there's these little like needle things that you got to hit. If you're not right on those, when the heat wave thing rolls back, you're dead. So I just kept dying and dying and dying, and it requires precision, but I get that feeling like I can do this. And then I was like, when I do it, I'm going to stop. And I did. I finally beat it. I was like, yes! All right, I'm done with this game.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I wasn't massively impressed.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay, but I got a bit bored. It wasn't giving me joy, Duke.
I
It
hear
wasn't giving
ya.
me no joy.
And I don't blame you for feeling that way. I think
Stu's going to get that tattooed on him next week.
Yeah.
Not giving me any joy. Is it giving me
Yeah.
joy? No, it isn't.
Yeah. I mean, it gave me a little bit of joy. I had some fun with it. I could see this being a game. If it was my kind of game, I think I would be really into it because I like the aesthetics. I like the sound. I like the music. I like the characters so far as we know anything about them, which is not much. It was very satisfying to beat up the little robot dudes. But at the end of the day, a lot of the game is, like figuring out where you're supposed to jump and dying a lot. And I'm just like, I don't need that in my life.
Nope.
So
No, you
I'm glad we
don't.
tried it. I think if you're into, sort of Metroid style games, if you like Shadow of the Colossus, this might be able to scratch a sort of.
I
similar
love
itch a
Shadow of
little
the
bit.
Colossus, but I didn't like this.
And this is not really Shadow of the Colossus because it's a very different game, but it does have that same kind of thing of like I'm gonna ride this
Feel.
monster while I kill
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have got a suggestion for next week's Play
Ooh,
My Game,
what is it? Do tell.
which is also by Annapurna
Okay.
Entertainment, which is called Cocoon.
Is it based on
Now-
the movie with the old people?
No, it isn't. But I have higher hopes of this because this is being made, or has been made, by the lead developer from Inside
Oh,
and Limbo.
okay.
So
Well, I'm
I've got
curious.
high hopes. It's a puzzle game,
Okay.
and it looks pretty cool. So I've
Next
got
week,
bigger-
people. Cocoon. Try it.
Cocoon.
Yeah.
Cocoon.
How about that?
Ben, you haven't got Game Pass, have you not? Then I'm guessing.
No, but I will get it if you want me to. Yeah.
Well,
just send
it
me
is on Steam. I don't know how much it is, but it's on
It's
Steam.
probably too much.
It's probably.
That's
not
fine.
really-
I'll get it for a week or a month. It's
Yeah,
fine.
get a free promo.
You'll get
maybe,
it for a
something like
week. It won't be good if you're not here, though. If Chinny's about 16 quid, it is on. 16
Yeah,
quid.
that's
that. Well,
Game
no, but
Pass
did you
for a
say you
month.
get Game Pass for a month? Yeah, you can get that.
Yeah, I'll
trial
do
type
that.
of thing.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, you can do that. All right, cool. And if it turns out, that Chinny comes back next week, which seems unlikely, but you never know, you could always send a
Yeah.
speak pipe with what you think, Ben.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
So,
You'll
there's
have
options.
to do that.
Yeah.
You'll have to do that.
All right.
But yeah, so thumbs up and a thumbs down. I'm
Yeah, it's a
guessing,
mixed reaction for Solar Ash. I don't. It's not an enthusiastic thumbs up. So I would say we got like, maybe half of a thumbs up from me and a 1 thumb down from Stu. So it comes out to about 90% middle, whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. It's a it's a
we'll
mixed
just
bag,
go with
Solar
that.
Ash.
We'll just
Yeah.
go with that.
That's the review noise.
Ben, what else have you?
Anything else,
I've only
Ben?
got one more game I've played, but
Yeah.
it's called Chivalry 2. I don't know if you guys have
Oh,
played
Chivalry?
Chivalry 2.
Oh, Chivalry.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Chivalry.
Oh yeah, Chivalry.
Honestly, this game.
It did. I'll be honest. Can I just say it did
Sorry.
sound like he said shivery too, like he's shivering or something.
Call of
you
Duty
know
with
what I mean?
swords.
It's that, yeah, basically. But you know what? The community on this are quality. They are
Yeah,
just
I remember
there for
having
the
some
fun.
good times with people.
They aren't serious at all. Like, it's it's like you say, Call of Duty with swords, but you
Yeah.
have to like defend a knight or like battle your way through. It's I think it's 64 now players. There's a game mode on it.
Yeah, sure.
So it's 32, and honestly, you can have so much fun with the archers. But when you get destroyed, you get destroyed. But when you pull off like a 2v1 or a 3v1, you feel like you are Spartacus.
Yeah.
Like, when you kill them as well, you just start emoting on their bodies. Like, no great feeling. No great feeling. But yeah, it's I used to play For Honor. That was a very much Ubisoft game, but that was like I loved For Honor as well. But this is a bit more. I find this one more fun. Like the PC people, they're down for it. They're down for anything.
Right,
and like if you lose, no one's screaming or yelling at you.
Sure.
But yeah, it's there's actually a bit of skill to it as well. Like it's not just you can just swing your axe around and just pray, but there is a bit of the blocking mechanics. You can break it, and like if you press F, you can do a kicking motion.
Right.
So if someone's just holding a block permanently, it breaks the block, and then you just get a quick stab in. And like the gore is so much fun. If you do an axe swing with 2 people on low health and you just take their heads off,
And on the video stream, someone was just going down like a ramp, and the enemy ran right in front of them, and they didn't realize he was behind them. That's one of the best feelings I ever had in this game. It's like, you don't know this, but you're about to die. Ha ha.
Yeah. And like again, we play with like some of my friends.
Yeah.
So what we do is we do 2v2 opposites.
Oh right.
And like we try and meet up in the middle and like have a scrap going on. But then what we do is anyone can turn up at random times.
Yeah.
So if you just see a whole horde of people coming your way, my friend Ollie's just like, "Why are you running, bro?" He turns around like, "Dude, there's like 8v1. I am not winning that fight."
Right.
Yeah. I say it's good because it's very. They change the game mode each round, so it's not just like you killed them, so you win. It's like get the gold somewhere else or break down the castle, and then right at the end they do save the king.
Yeah.
So you're all knights
because you retreat or something. I remember they had a free weekend or something. And I did something where it was like they're gonna destroy the pillars of the temple or something. And so we were trying to stop them from doing that. They did that, and it was like protect the village, and then they overran the village. It's like protect the king. It's like, well, we'll do our best.
Once you get to the king though, once they've killed the knights, you turn into peasants. So you just got like a pointy stick,
right.
And you guys, you're just body blockers. You just stand in the middle like this, and then one guy just going, "You shall not pass." Like, oh yeah. Yeah, I think that's when Game Pass Chivalry 2 is. I'm not sure, but
can I just say, I'm watching this on screen now, and it's like a scene from Monty Python.
Yeah, that is literally what it's like. It's so
just
good.
People dancing, doing weird emotes. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
You know, if you're just down for a bit of fun, it is an absolute blast. It's great. You meet some really interesting. I like the shouts as well. You just get like people who are much macho, but they've got them in funny voices and doing. Yeah, it's great. It's a highly recommend on my watch, to be honest. Chivalry 2, but I don't think there's a story to it. I think it is just purely like an online game.
Ridiculous, doesn't it? It's just like ridiculous combat.
Yeah, but just think, if you get a few of you, like you're watching Stu getting like destroyed by 3 people, there's this dude like. I just stay and watch. I just be there like, go on, Stu, you got this. He's getting destroyed. But
brilliant.
Yeah. That's what
I'm liking your confidence in my game skill there. Just saying.
Hey, I believe. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. That's it. But yes, Chivalry 2. If anyone wants a game on PC, hit me up. I'd definitely be down for playing.
Adam.
Duke, back to you.
Yeah, so Achaea, the mud. I know.
Oh yeah, the mud.
I know how ridiculous it is.
The very high, intense graphical game.
The graphics on this game are just amazing, man.
Oh my god! I bet that PC of yours is struggling to.
It's overtime, dude. It's so overtime. It's so hard for it to keep up. Yeah, it's interesting though because I've got and see even. Even this is like not as accurate as what I'm looking at because this is the GUI interface for it, and like I don't use the GUI interface, so like it's ridiculous.
Of course you don't.
Right, I'm just text. But here's the thing: there's this, the city that I'm a part of. Like the people are really friendly, and so like I've been, just hanging out with them, and I booted up my old character, so like I'm bringing him out of hibernation, and like I'm role playing as him, so it's like I don't know what's going on, I don't remember how to do anything, and everyone's real friendly. They're like, oh, it happens, no worries. Here's how you do this. Here's how you do that. But it's really strange because, I'm supposed to be going around killing monsters, and I'll do that occasionally. But the quests, like you think Starfield's bad, Stu. Man, the quests in this game are just nightmarish. You have to greet all the NPCs, the denizens they're called. And so like you'll go up to people and be like, greet, Zombie King. And he'll go, yeah, I need your help with something. But a lot of the characters don't ever say anything. So you're greeting everybody, and there's no quests. So you're like, what am I supposed to be doing? And everyone's like, explore. And it's crazy because
the map design. There's no map either, Stu. Can you believe it?
There is a map. There's a map on this.
But it's just
map.
dots. It's in the upper left corner. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, fair,
but it's
fair.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Calling that a map is pretty generous.
It's a map.
Would you take that in Starfield? Would you
I
take
it's
it?
more of a map.
It's
than
more of
you
a
get
map
in
than you get in
Starfield, I'll
Starfield.
tell you
That's
that.
true. I'll give you that. But it's just so weird because it's still strangely engaging. Because when I do find a quest, it's like, oh, yes, I have something to do. And I know how silly that sounds, but between writing, I'm going to be writing a piece about this city where I'm in there's like a newspaper online that I can submit to. And I'm interviewing people, and I figured out how to log the text so I don't have to like copy stuff down. It's just been oddly relaxing. And that's the other thing. Like I've got some playlists that I play when I'm playing these MUDs. So I have music going. I've hooked up sound effects. I got the colors all sorted finally. So I'm getting into the groove of this game. And I was talking about grooves earlier with Skyrim and that. And I got a groove going with Achaea. And it's ridiculous and stupid. People ask me, what'd you do this weekend? I'm like, have you ever heard of MUDs? And I have to like explain what they are. And they just start rolling their eyes and walking away. I'm like, come back.
I'll bet they do.
When I was at school, I used to do, the adventure books though.
Yeah.
Where
they
find
make your own
different
adventure
pages.
games.
Yeah, but like you'd go and like turn to page 72. Did you get out?
Yeah.
I remember whenever it was like it's reading time, I just whipped that book out. Dude, I used to have a blast for that. I was like, yeah. Eventually, it took me like 2.5 years of reading time to finally beat the book. And when I beat the book, I was like, I did it!
Yeah.
And they're like, and then the teacher was like, no, you didn't. You're halfway through the book. I was like, no, this is the end.
You
This
don't
is the end.
understand. I killed the Lich or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Those are classic. And I think, as I've said, these activate a kind of imagination that's a little different from a game with graphics in the same way that reading a book will activate your imagination because you're constructing the story in your head. And so, whatever. I don't apologize for playing Achaea, even though I know how
Don't
silly
apologize.
it is.
I don't think you need to apologize for playing any game.
I don't really apologize for it.
Does it give you joy? Dude?
It does give me joy, and that's
exactly.
But
that's all you need.
But here's the thing: there's a nostalgia I have for these games because of the people I met with them in the past and the kind of like experiences I had playing them in the past. And I don't think I'm having quite as satisfying experience. And there's a reason I stopped playing them in the past. And I might be getting to that place where it's like, I don't know. So I'm just conscious of the fact that I tend to compare the experience I'm having now with the nostalgic memory of it. And that can be dangerous because if I think about the best Rocket League games I've ever had and I keep playing Rocket League in the hope of having that same thrill, that's a losing formula, right? So I'm trying to approach the MUD in the same way of like, let it be what it is, let it bring me joy now, and don't cling to this thing of what it used to be once upon a time.
Hey, you being aware of that means you won't have that because I had that at the time as well. I was like, oh, it's just a classic music thing. Music was better in our day. But then like, and I think that's true, by the way. But I was 1995.
So, what's your music? What's your music then, Ben?
Well, no, I got into... well, at the minute, I'm into dance techno, but I'm 1995, so I was brought up in like the 2000s era. So I'm like, wow, what are these electronic beats that no one got to? But then I found out Kraftwerk did it originally, and like the orb. So I'm like, well, maybe I'm not as original. Yeah, my dad just says, dude, you're not as original as you think your age group. No.
Well, T.S. Eliot said, bad poets imitate, good poets steal, or mediocre poets imitate, good poets steal, great poets improve on what they steal, or at least make it different, something like that. And I think that's the way it is for everybody. So yeah, I mean, you're gonna find people making music. You find out who they loved. Chances are they did it better and more original, or whatever. But
Well, there was a thing. They did an analysis of Daft Punk's album Discovery.
yeah,
Incredible.
And one track alone had about 22 samples in it.
Yeah.
from other tracks
yeah.
from the 70s, you know what I mean, from all these disco tracks.
Totally.
Yeah.
So just gonna say, most of their tracks aren't original at all. They're just a mishmash of all this other stuff.
But that's the thing, is
Yeah,
like there's a creativity in taking someone else's stuff
definitely.
and putting it together in a new
for
way.
sure.
That's
Absolutely.
like Kanye West. Look, don't agree with him at all, but his music, the
Oh, yeah.
samples he gets that he puts together.
Yeah.
Well, I always love it. Like on YouTube, they've got it, like you say, Stu, where you can see the breakdown of where they took all the stuff from. But like, someone had to put all that together, and like,
absolutely.
Yeah, they had to figure out, this fits there, this fits here.
Right.
I'm into
You know what I mean?
a DJ called Fred again at the minute. He's like blown up all over the world. But he made albums before for like famous people. Like
He was
Ed
bloody.
Sheeran
He
album
was
and
nominated for the Mercury Prize, and I'm like, are you having a laugh?
Yeah, look, dude,
What the
honestly, you know what? His talent is ridiculous. It's not just him tapping. Everyone sees him tapping this keyboard, but it's not. It's his samples. The albums he's created for other people, they just go and sing it. Like they do little bits, but I don't realize. You know how much producers do for actual big singing stars?
Oh,
It's
definitely.
ridiculous. Like Calvin
Yeah.
Harris. Calvin Harris just did a podcast talking about some of the songs he sold to get samples of people singing, and basically he writ like two full blown classics and just gave them away for free. And like she didn't, the singers didn't change a word, but they're like, "It's my song that I come up with." I'm like, nah. The producers.
Sure.
But
All right.
credit
Any
to the
other
producers.
games? Stu, you got any more games?
Yes, I have actually.
snap.
But we had a remove. We returned to Gloomhaven.
Oh, snap.
This week.
Yeah.
I've not played it for ages. It was before the summer the last time we played this game.
Dude.
But yeah, we decided it was time to get the lads together, get back on the trek, throughout Gloomhaven and do some more questing.
Sure.
And yeah, we discovered we've been playing this game for well over a year now, and discovered we've been playing it wrong for over a year.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, seriously, yeah. What we didn't know, right, and we've only learned this because Steve, one of our group, decided, "Oh, you can't show that, man. We're going to get a strike."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, take it off quick.
I took it off.
Yeah, you can show a picture of the game, but don't be showing other person's
sorry.
YouTube channel of it. Yeah, so basically, Steve decided to buy the video game version of this.
Yeah.
So he went, I'm going to get it was on offer, I'm going to get it and see what that's like. And he hasn't completed a single scenario so far. He's got his arse handed to him.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, he's been struggling. But yeah, what we didn't know is what our attack cards. So you get a stack of cards with all these different attacks and defense stuff on them.
Okay.
So you can like move, or you can defend, or you can attack. And so instead of dice, that's what you use in this game. That's the main mechanic.
Okay.
What we were doing was at the beginning of a round, we were shuffling the cards and then taking the top two, and that's what we were using because that's what we thought we had to do.
Okay.
But what we didn't realize is you can actually just choose. So you can actually look what cards you've got in your hand and go, right, well, I'm going to use this card and this card because in this, for tactically at the moment, that's the best two cards to use.
You made it harder.
Gotcha.
So we made it harder for ourselves because we were doing it obviously completely random, dependent on what we decided to choose, what came up.
I played a game like that last month, and like we played a game called Pandemic, and
I love Pandemic.
There's a moment where you've all you got to do is cure the 4 diseases. That's it. Not evade every single part of it.
Yeah.
And we just did not know that. So there's like 52 cards in it, and at one point you've only got 4 rounds, but there's 3 that get put every time on it, like diseases. And it's physically impossible to clear them fully. We played that game for 6 hours, a load of us, like me, my friend, my brother. And it was like 4 in the morning. We still weren't playing it. I had to ring my board game friend up who's like a super nerd and be like, what am I doing wrong? How have we not won this game? Because we looked and says, oh yeah, the win rate's 70% on this board game. It's like, how is it 70%? Like, what are we doing wrong? And then
it's a tricky game. It is a tricky game. We did it with one like go to spur. I can't. The last time we played Pandemic, we did it, but it was like literally. If we'd have had one more turn, we'd have lost. We sort of just about.
Hey, I'm just glad, Stu, I'm not the only one who didn't read the rules correctly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
extremely hard.
Blue Maven's got a lot of rules. That's the problem with this game. Has it? It's the most complex game you're ever going to come across. It's ridiculous. It takes 2 years to finish. It takes about 2 years if you play it every week. It takes about 2 years to complete.
Wow.
Because
it takes like 2 years to make a game go right.
It's a persistent role-playing game, like a video game. It's your characters level
now,
up, you get XP at the end of every round.
I'll be honest, Stu. Like, does it bring you joy?
It does.
Okay.
It does.
Do you know what's kind of interesting with the scenario we played this week? It seemed pretty easy.
Okay.
Right? We were like, this is pretty easy. It was like only 2 boards. We just had to get through to the end of it. So we all had to stand on these end squares to finish the scenario. And we were like, well, that was easy. Why is that so easy? What we didn't realise is it's a 2-part quest. And the second part of this is a boss fight. So this is kind of more or less the entrance way to the boss. So the first bit of it only took us it wasn't that long. It's probably about an hour and a half, which is quite short for a
only about an hour and a half. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
That's
short.
Crazy.
But when we looked at the special rules for the boss fight, I think it's going to take us 2 or 3 goes to win this boss fight.
That's
because it is nails. When we looked at the stuff this boss is going to be doing to us.
And how long is the boss fight going to take each time you take it on?
Oh, I reckon this is going to take. Well, if we have to do it multiple times, I'm reckoning a good 3 or 4 hours.
And here Ben's talking about, this game takes 20 minutes to play the new Flash Fantasy, whatever it's called, Tactics. Yeah, but Stu's like, I would put in 3 hours to take this one boss down.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to be going down.
Bonkers.
But it's such a great game, like we have a bit of grub, we eat
that's
food,
it. When you're playing with your mates,
get some beers, although mine are non-alcoholic beers, but we get some beers, and you're constantly playing as a team because you're all sat around the table, and obviously it's totally co-op. And we're suggesting what each other should be doing. We're like, oh yeah, no, maybe you need to be doing that. And it's like, well, I'm going to take this one down, you take that one down, and you're constantly sort of discussing amongst yourselves what the best tactics are.
Is there a guy that, like, I guess it's you, Stu, who's like, yo, this is the wrong move. You have to. Are you the one who puts your foot down and goes, this is the wrong move?
I'm actually the opposite. Steve,
you're quite relaxed. Are you relaxed?
Totally relaxed. Steve this week.
Good.
He was hard work because we've been playing this game, right? And admittedly, we got the card thing wrong. Like, that you can just pick whatever card you like rather than just picking 2 random cards. But we've always played, so you've got to play a move from the top of one card and the bottom of the other.
Okay.
But you can do that in any order. So you can play bottom move first, top move second, or top move first, bottom move second. So you can do it in whatever order you want. And then he starts arguing with us, saying, no, you've got to do top move first. I'm like, no, you don't. And he's like, yeah, you do. I've been playing the video game, I know. Right? So he's
he's got all elitist on you.
I mean, dude, whatever. It's our game. We can play it however we want to play it.
Right. And then Lewis, who sat across, like, it says on your game, in Pandemic, it tells you what you can do on each move. So it's like, you do this, then you can do this, then you can do this. And then it's like, and he's reading it from the card going, you can play, you have to play 1 from the top and 1 from the bottom in any order. You can do it in any order, right? And he was like, all right.
Oh, okay.
All right. I thought, well, he didn't let me do that in the video game. Yeah. I'm like, this isn't a video game. Can you see a video game here? No, it's a board.
Yeah. I'm a very flexible player, I am. I'm like, if we're bending the rules and it's a hard game, always favour the player.
Well, it's quite funny,
I'm not going on hardcore mode. If I want hardcore mode, I'll go to the game.
Well, I don't know that there is a non-hardcore mode for Gloomhaven, to be honest. Like, the whole game is
hardcore. It takes an hour and a half to get to the boss.
Yeah, exactly. Somewhat less hardcore.
He's a full-on stickler, right? And I kept saying, right, when we were setting it up, and he's going, oh, well, you've got to do this now. We've got to do this because I've been playing the video game. right? And he's a proper stickler, right, for the rules and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, I just want it to be fun. You know,
Yeah.
I don't care
Imagine
if it's
that.
hard. I just want to have fun.
do it
I don't
right.
care if we're not playing it exactly how you're supposed to. What difference does it make?
Sure.
This is how we've been playing. And don't get me wrong, the choosing your own cards has made a huge difference.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's like suddenly you can actually decide how you're going to play your next moves more effectively.
Right.
And you still have to discard them. What we didn't know is like if you do a burner card, there's like times when you got to burn, you can only collect your cards on a short rest. So we did learn a lot more from him playing the video game, which actually made things better. But you know, you got to still keep it easy. That's what I say. Don't make it too difficult.
Very nice.
But Gloomhaven's still great. It's a great game. Love it.
Glad you're having fun with it.
We are.
Ben, you got anything else?
Nope.
Me neither. I guess that's it. We're
Right.
ready for something else.
Yeah, shall we do some emails? We've got a few this evening, so I think we should do
suppose
those.
we could. Let me get the sound effect going, and we could do the email song. Whoa, that ruled.
Yeah, I'm loving the sort of. I'm assuming that will sound fine on the recording.
It'll sound fine on the recording. I just got to let you know that there's sounds going on.
Yeah, exactly. So you just be singing over the sound bites that we can't hear anymore.
Do it on the fly.
Okay, first email this evening is from Jason Gallagher. And he says, sorry for the manuscript.
Well,
so you can.
It's same as it is every week. We can't be too mad.
Guess what's coming now?
Yeah.
I love
so
it,
he
bro.
says.
Yeah.
He says, I shined some infrared onto 2 games and 2 films to see change.
Okay.
I don't even know what that means. The transformations allowed today through technology are grand. However, it is clear to see that some things just age well. I was hit on 3 times today. What?
Big up yourself.
What the hell is he? What is that? I'm some sort of fucking Adonis. Is this what's going on here?
It's hard being so
Holy
attractive,
cow.
I guess, huh?
Whatever
Yeah,
you do, get a
Jason.
photo because you might have like brushed your hair the other way.
Yeah,
Who knew?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Or maybe
I'm
these are
sorry,
like
Jason.
Maybe these are like smelly garbage men. Hey, you looking good today?
Yeah,
man."
maybe they are. Who knows?
Yeah, there is a big fine difference.
It depends on
How
who's
we've been
hitting
hit
on.
on.
you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true.
He's having to beat people off with his stick. Get
Yeah,
off
he
me!
does.
What are you doing? Over the years, we've seen progress in the film industry, but we've also witnessed a clusterfuck of obtuse elephant shit.
Yes.
I would like to recommend 2 films from the 90s that I enjoyed. In return, I'd appreciate that you list 2 films from 2023 that have superseded them in terms of thoughtful progress or betterment. And Stu especially had better come up with something recent. The films are The Firm
The Firm's pretty good.
and The Game. David
Game's
Fincher's
classic.
special there.
Yes,
It's such
I
a
like
good
The Game.
film.
We watched it
Have you
recently.
seen either of these?
Yeah, the Game is great. We watched it recently, and it holds up pretty well. It's not a perfect movie, but I think it's a very, very good movie. So, Ben, did you
I
ever
have
see
not
The
seen
Game?
either of these.
Oh,
No,
You've never seen The Game or The Firm?
no, but I will put it on my list to watch this week.
Yeah, The Game is David Fincher, and
Yeah.
like it's a good
Yeah.
early David Fincher movie. It's like it's all at night.
Oh, I
it's
love
all
his-
dark.
oh, yeah,
It's
I love
all
his
grim.
stuff.
Yeah. But there's some very interesting story ideas going on there. And then The Firm is like it's based on John Grisham's first novel. It's a very, I mean, there's a Simpsons episode where Homer is in the elementary school library. He's like, these Hardy Boys books are great. This one's about smugglers. And Bart goes, they're all about smugglers. He goes, no, this one's the Smugglers of Pirates Cove. It's about pirates. That's John Grisham, for the most part, certainly his first like 6 or 7 books. He just wrote the same thing over and over again. But The Firm was like his first version of it, and it's a good story. I wouldn't call it a great movie or anything, but it's good. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. He wants us to recommend movies from now or from since then?
Movies from 2023.
I haven't even seen any movies that came out this year. I saw
I
Nimona. That
love
was
the new
good.
Spider-Man. The Spider-Man animation.
Spider-Verse,
The animation. I'll tell you what. I'll give it you. The animations 2023 have jumped. Like
Yeah, oh, yeah.
when you think of the
Oh,
old
yeah.
animations to now, I was on the floor. I don't know. Have you
yeah.
watched it, Duke.
No, I
the
still haven't
new
seen
one.
that. We need to.
Oh,
No, the
no,
newest
I
one,
won't spoil it. No, I won't spoil it. But there's like
Appreciate that.
there's a London character Spider-Man that comes in, and
Okay.
like the art style that he saw, I have never seen an art style like it. Like it, I remember telling to my friends, going, "How?" Because he's into like how they've done it, and I was
Yeah.
like, "How have they physically done that?" And he's like,
Yeah.
He sat there like, I have never seen, and it turned out it was like physically hand drawn, and this
Nice.
little 5-minute section took 2.5 years to make. Just
Wow,
this
that's
one
insane.
character,
Yeah, sure,
like the
sure.
art style of that, I was like,
That's
wow,
intense.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Sure.
had to applaud it. It is
Yeah.
incredible. So
I want to see it, and
it
I
has
didn't realize it
got-
was
oh.
available for renting already. So I gotta. We were just
Yeah,
trying to
no,
figure out
the-
what to watch this weekend, and I should have thought about that.
So to
Probably
Jason,
next
I would say that has got better. The graphical
Oh, yeah.
character, and the Ninja Turtles one's meant to be good as well, but I've not checked that out yet.
Okay.
But
So there you
I
go.
wasn't
You got
really
your
much
two
of a Ninja
answers there,
Turtles fan.
Jason. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
I'd say, do you know one of my favourite campy horror movies that I watched this year, which I thought was actually pretty good, was Megan. Have you seen Megan?
No, is that about the little doll? Robot
Yeah, it's
doll?
about the
Yeah.
creepy killer doll. It's pretty good. It was
No, I
actually
dunno.
way better than I thought it was gonna be.
Listen, me and Duke, we're
I
not
think
built for
my,
that.
my expectations would be at about a 1, so for it to be better than that, it wouldn't take much. So.
It's better than a 1. It's better than a
alright,
1. I
fair
don't know
enough,
what your
yeah.
problem is.
I'm
Everyone's
not
like,
big
"Oh,
into horror
spooky."
movies in general.
No, I'm not. Everyone's like, spooky season. What are we going to watch? I'm like,
Yeah.
something not spooky, please.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And the other quite good film that I watched this year, which actually again is a bit horror-ish, which is a bit horror-ish, is The Wrath of Becky. Have you seen
Okay,
this?
No.
There was an original film called Becky, and it's a kind of a revenge horror thriller type affair.
Okay.
But The Wrath of Becky was pretty good. It was like a follow-up, and it was just more of the same, you know, what's essentially what looks like a 15-year-old girl taking on a bunch of thugs and kicking the shit out of them, basically, and killing them in all sorts
okay.
of gruesome ways.
Yeah, all right.
So yeah, it's pretty good. Becky and Wrath of Becky. There you go. I'm going to give you some
Okay.
real popcorn movie type
There you
things.
go.
And
I don't have anything to
Oppenheimer's-
suggest. We haven't watched
Oppenheimer's
anything new
pretty
lately.
good.
Yeah, I hear good
And we
things
did
about
watch Barbie, by the way. Which I must admit, I watched Barbie and I sat there, and the thought process I had going on was how many parents took the little kids to watch Barbie and walked out of the movie theater.
it. Wow.
Really?
There's a lot of
Oh,
adult type
definitely.
stuff.
I've not watched it.
There's a lot of adult type stuff in it. I mean, it is not a kid's film at all in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did sit there and think there must have been a lot of parents taking the kids out of the theatre when they realised this is not what they thought it was going to be.
Yeah, well.
And
Isn't that why
also
there
it
are
takes
ratings on movies? Like,
Well, quite. But it does take a lot of. What I kind of found interesting was they take quite a big pop at Mattel as well, right? And Mattel obviously sanctioned all of this stuff because otherwise it wouldn't have got made.
yeah.
But they make Mattel out to be this
But
really
see, yeah,
sexist.
but that's also
company.
like, yeah, but then they get to be like, we're progressive, we're moving on,
Yeah.
we're changing.
We've
Like,
changed,
it's
man.
like when
We've
David Letterman used to
changed.
make fun of GE. Like GE was like, oh no, please don't make fun of us and get all these ratings and advertising dollars. And I mean, you know, it's yeah, they're taking a shot at Mattel, but it's also raking in the money for Mattel. So if I'm the CEO of Mattel, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, criticize us all you want.
He continues, please discuss your elderly queefs.
No,
I don't know what that
Next,
means. My
moving on.
hairdo, I don't know what even that means.
I could explain it, but I'm not going to. No.
Now on to the best game of last year.
Okay.
So I use Game Pass a few times a year to demo games, and then I purchase them.
Okay.
Signalis?
What?
Signalis? I have no idea what that
Signalis?
is.
I don't know.
Signalis.
I don't know.
Signalis won me over. A dark secret full of melancholic mystery and atmosphere.
Okay.
You play as a replica as she searches for her lost dreams.
Okay.
For this survival horror old school dystopian gem. I think we should give this a go. I've never heard of it.
Is it on Game Pass?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
Okay.
Signalis.
Uh,
So we'll play
Can't
that
hurt
after
to try it.
Cocoon. We'll play Cocoon this week. We'll try that the week after.
okay.
I've since been reading Pentiment on Game Pass. Yeah, that is. I've heard that a lot.
Okay.
That this is like kind of a game, but it's really a book.
Okay.
Usually I want to read my books, not play them, but Pentiment may very well be the best thing I've experienced on my Xbox in years. in comparison to the game, head to the water cooler at work, then see how the story changes over time. I won't waste any more words, nor hold infrared to your asses, although that will probably get the blood flowing. We all know the story isn't what it used to be.
Okay.
Hello?
Uh-oh. Did Stu freeze?
Bitch.
Oh, you froze,
Pentiment
Stu.
is
Wait,
a
Stu. Sorry,
masterpiece.
Stu. Sorry, you froze. Go back 30 seconds.
We all know the story isn't what it used to be, and though right at this moment you have no idea what I'm on about, just play my game, bitch. Pentiment is a masterpiece. I want a physical book version, and I hope we get one.
Okay.
So there you go.
Well, I was just
nice,
playing
Jason.
Signalis, but Pentiment. I suppose I
Yeah.
can put the trailer for that up too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we owe Chimney a cigar? Not yet, you don't.
Nope.
No telling what he'd do with it, but I'd like to think he puffed on it hard while tapping the A button to read the next line in Pentiment. No, it's definitely going to be a game.
He's not
going
to play this. Trust me.
Yeah.
Nor to
Only
even
to be
ask him
interrupted
to.
to perform. Only
Yeah.
to be interrupted to perform the most disgusting diaper change ever experienced in 1,000 lifetimes. That would be the funniest cigar I ever purchased.
It's not a Jason Gallagher letter if there isn't some mention of feces.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Jason, that weren't that bad, you know. I take that. I take
Yeah.
that. That weren't the worst one you've ever
It
seen.
wa- it's not as graphic as it
I think we
sometimes
got
is.
80% of that, 90% of that. That was
Yeah,
We
decent.
did.
that's
I
true.
thought that. I thought
Mostly
I understood
coherent.
some of it.
Mentioning some
I
games that I
understood some
could
of it.
show on the screen.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Darren Sim, by the way, said he put up a video from Red Dead Redemption 2 in the Twitter or X or whatever the hell it is these
I don't
days.
go on there anymore.
And I'll be honest, I'm kind of shocked. I'm kind of
really?
shocked.
Why?
Yeah. So basically, it's kind of got one of the characters in Red Dead,
Yeah.
and I don't think no, it's not Arthur. I thought it was Arthur for a minute, but it's not Arthur.
Okay.
But basically, a guy comes out, grabs him, right, starts strangling him. Sadie comes out of a shop. You know what Sadie's like?
yeah.
Pulls the dude off him and slashes his throat,
Oh my
and
goodness.
then like loots him.
What?
So that's
Okay.
kind of what happened.
Well,
During the
now we don't
game.
have to show it.
So it's John Marston, by the way. So John Marston's
yeah.
outside of somewhere in the town.
Right.
This dude, for some reason, attacks him and starts trying to strangle him.
Wow.
Sadie comes out, pulls the dude off, slashes his throat, and then loots off him.
Well, okay.
And
then.
it's just like, what the hell are these NPCs? He's basically put Red Dead Redemption 2's NPCs will literally never fail to amaze me with their
guess
actions.
so.
Because, holy shit, Sadie.
That's pretty intense.
Nice.
Amar keeps
Intense.
sending me stuff that people are recreating scenarios in GTA Online and GTA San Andreas and whatnot. So thanks.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
And he said he brought it, he's just put it in the chat because we were talking about Sadie last week. But that is some crazy shit right there.
That
you
is
know what
some
I mean?
crazy
Oh,
stuff.
the detail.
Yeah.
Well, it's Rockstar in it. The detail
yeah.
is just
Sure.
out of this world.
Yep.
So anyway, talking to Darren Sim, he did send us an email as well. So let's do that. He
Let's
says,
hear it.
hello, veteran gamers.
Hello.
Just had a wee update for Juice. So I picked English and creative writing as one of my classes at uni.
Oh, snap.
Jane Eyre was the book they gave us to read. I
Ugh.
was dreading it.
No.
I'm on chapter 28, and it's not that bad. It's just long. It's not too bad, though.
as classic
Oh.
literature goes, it's not terrible, but it's just I have so many problems with it. I don't want to give spoilers if you're not done with it yet. But,
Yeah.
Ay.
I need to have read it by Tuesday. Then we move on to Wide Sargasso Sea.
Yeah, see,
which
that's
I've never
right.
even heard of.
That's
yeah,
an
I've heard
important
of that.
right. So that's a fan fiction. I mean, sort of. It's metafiction. It's the story of the woman. It's one of the characters in Jane Eyre. It tells her story, and so it's an interesting metafictive thing. This sort of like other, and it's post-colonial Caribbean literature. So there's that. I like that a lot better than Jane Eyre. But Jane Eyre is an important book. It's a very important book. And here's a tip. I showed this to my students one time, and they were like, "Holy crap, dude! If you got to write about Jane Eyre, do this. Talk about mistakes she's made, Jane, E-R-R, right? She errs, she makes mistakes. Talk about her connection to nature, Jane, A-I-R. And then talk about what she inherits from members of her family, Jane, H-E-I-R. You got yourself an essay right there, my friend.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah.
That is.
Anyway,
did you come up with that?
I did.
Jude?
I did actually come up with that. I was like trying to talk to my
dude.
students about how do you analyze stuff. I'm like, And I was like, what could I say about this woman? And I was brainstorming ideas, and I was just like, wait a minute. Oh, dude, her name. Like, what does her name mean? It sounds like these 3 other things, dude. So, yeah. I was as excited about it as my students were.
So anyway,
Yeah, thanks.
he says, my point is, I've heard people say it's hard to read, but just coming off the back of Blood Meridian.
Well,
which I
if you
still
can make it through
haven't
Blood
finished
Meridian,
yet.
you're well ahead of Jane Eyre.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Which I still haven't finished yet. I found it a joy to read.
Well, Cormac McCarthy is important, but I don't know if even Marie Kondo would be like, this doesn't bring me joy. Oh, my God.
Yeah. And although it's over detailed in description, I'm like, please, it ain't as bad as that Blood Meridian.
Yeah, well.
I also read Eckhart Tolle's The Power
Oh,
of Now.
He's cool. I like
A
him.
book,
Totally.
a book I would recommend. The first half, at least, it's non-fiction, but it has changed the way I think.
Yeah,
about
he's a really cool dude. I like Eckhart Tolle.
Anyway, here we go.
Okay.
This week's actor is a good one. Hey, someone's going to win other than not.
I
other
know,
than
right?
she.
Chinny ain't winning this week unless you start spamming the
no.
chat with the answers.
And disappointed, I've not picked it sooner, but can't believe how many films he's actually in, which
Okay.
is Jack Black.
Oh, I thought he was going to say Jack Nicholson. That would be something.
So
Jack Black. Okay, I'm ready. Ben, you know how this works?
Yep.
We
Yeah.
just
What
go
movies has he
around
been in?
naming movies that this person's been in until we can't go anymore. So, Ben, you go first.
Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, nice.
That's good one. Good
School
one.
of Rock.
I was going to say that, but I'll say Forgetting Sarah Marshall. 'cause I
Okay,
think he's in
yeah,
that.
sure.
I'll go Mario Bro movie.
Oh, classic.
Bowser.
Yeah, Nacho Libre.
I'm out.
Oh, snap. Ben, it's your
Really?
Yeah.
I'll go Jumanji.
See, I
Is
don't
it
know all
Jumanji?
these animated things he was
Yeah,
in.
these are. I don't think that was anime, but yeah.
No, it's not
Okay,
animated.
okay. Oh, is it not? Okay. No, that's right. He was in the reboot. Duh, sorry. All right. Well, I was holding on to this, but I guess I got to use it now because I can't think of anything else. Bob Roberts. That's the first movie I ever saw him in. I think it's one of his first roles.
Ooh, you're not allowed to do Kung Fu Panda 2, 3,
No,
are
you
you?
can't do sequels.
No.
We
No.
established that last
House of Rock, you already done. Masha
Yep, done
Livre. What was he in? It's animation. It's got to think. Gulliver's Travel. Have you done that one?
time.
No.
Is it Gulliver's Travel? Gulliver's Travel? I can't remember. I
Well,
remember
it's
the little.
Gulliver's
It was the,
Travels. Yeah.
yeah.
But I don't know if,
Yeah,
if you,
that
you
one.
say he was in it, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I swear he's the main actor in it.
The Night We Were Alone.
I'm out.
No, you
I'm
won
out.
because
I'm
I just
out.
made that movie up. I wanted to see if
really?
anybody would call me on it. I'm good at coming
I
up
have
with
no
bullshit.
idea.
Yeah, no, good job. Ben wins.
Oh,
Hooray!
I'm just gonna see if he was. Gulliver's
He's in it
Travel.
a
He
lot.
was Gulliver's Travel. He was in it. He was in it.
okay.
Okay, I'm not
What
losing
else
my
was he
mind.
in? Jack Black movies. Let's see all the other ones we should have said.
yeah.
High Fidelity.
High Fidelity, of course. Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't name that. I am so stupid.
Shallow Hal.
Shallow Hal, of course. Stupidest movie ever. but
King
okay.
Kong.
Goosebumps.
Wait, what
Poker
was it in
King.
King Kong on? I don't remember that.
No.
Shark-
Kind Rewind. I can't
remember
believe I didn't think of
Wonder.
big. Chinny's like yelling at the thing. Anchorman. What was he in Anchorman?
He's been in loads of stuff.
I don't remember
Yeah,
him in
Shark
Anchorman.
Tale. I don't know. It was in Shark Tale either.
Yeah, I know, right?
Or Ice Age.
The Cable Guy. He was in the Cable
Really?
Guy.
What was he in the Cable Guy?
I have no idea.
Cradle
but he was
Will
in it,
Rock. I
apparently.
don't remember him in that. Damn. I am
Yeah,
really
shout
dumb.
out.
Yeah,
Dead
one,
Man
yeah,
Walking.
one,
No, he
alright.
was not in that. It
Oh,
looks
he
like
just
Bob
found
Roberts
it.
was his first movie. How about that? I got that.
Ice
right.
Age. He was in. Ice
Never
Age.
Ending Story 3.
Yeah, whatever that is.
He was in Mars Attack, a classic
Apparently.
film. Back
Damn.
in
Yeah, and I said Forgetting
Apparently.
Sarah Marshall. I don't think he was even in that.
Oh, don't worry,
I thought
mate.
he was.
Who cares?
Tenacious D, Pick
Do
of
you know what?
Destiny. Duh. Go
Do
ahead,
you know what? Jack Black, everybody says, not just a great actor, a really nice human
Oh, yeah,
being.
I've heard that a lot too.
Everybody.
Sure.
Do you know, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all
Yeah,
about.
sure.
Yeah.
All right,
Darren
well,
Sim
thank
says
you
he's
very much
even
for
in
that
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. No, he isn't. apparently.
Question.
So I
That
was
quiz
crap at
fun thing. Yeah. Good job, Ben.
that. Yeah,
So,
cheers, Darren.
I'm pretty bad at those movies, but
Um,
Jack Black, I was like, yes, finally.
Yeah.
Okay, next
Okay.
email this evening is off Tainted Brain, and he
Tainted
says this.
Brain. What's up, Japan?
Howdy, all.
Howdy. Here, wait.
Hello.
No idea what to put here as its title, by the way. I should have said that first. First things first, not sure if Chinny is there this week. He
Nope,
isn't.
he's not.
So
He's
he
not.
isn't here.
He's right now
Well,
shouting at the hospital, push!
Yeah, right.
I don't think he is, but we never know.
No, he's
You
shouting.
never know.
He's got his phone, and Tara's giving the birth to the baby, but he's like, in a minute, Tara, people, come on, he's not even forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah.
School of Rock.
But I wish them all the best. Congrats too if there's been a new arrival already. No, there hasn't.
Nope.
There's no
Nope.
new arrival yet.
No new arrival. We'll let
I'm
you know.
sure
when we
Chinny
hear
will
it.
make. Yeah, he'll let people know, won't he?
guess.
It's up to us.
Maybe.
He'll let people know.
Yeah.
Just know while listening to this podcast, Tara's going through excruciating pain.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure Chinny will make a great dad. He's been getting lots of parenting practice on the show recently, controlling the squabbles. That's true. That is
Hey,
totally
I've
true.
not heard these two squabble at all. This is going smooth the whole way through.
Everybody
You're
got
right,
groovy this
It's
week. Yeah, it was all great.
Sorry, guys, but I don't really watch much YouTube, so I haven't seen your fine faces recently. Starting the show earlier makes it more difficult to catch at 5 a.m. local time. Wow.
Hey, we're
really.
worth it, man. Get up.
5 a.m.
Quit being lazy.
Also, as Chinny has a t-shirt press at home, I really hope he is wearing a Ready Player 2 t-shirt, sorry, for the past few weeks.
Yeah,
And of course, he has the Player 2 has entered the game t-shirt ready.
that's right.
Looking forward to the inevitable introduction to his new handheld.
Yeah.
So, back to gaming. These games are getting more and more pissed at shit UI and UX on games. I'm currently playing Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and while I like the game loop, that UI in the pause screen is terrible.
Yes, it is. I agree.
Something in Deathloop wasn't keen on the gameplay, so fuck this game. I'm dumb and I uninstalled it.
yeah.
So my question to you: do you find yourselves more or less forgiving of
I
games?
just wanna
as
say,
well? Well,
fuck
I think
this
I made
game. I'm
myself
done.
very clear tonight on how I feel about that.
Yeah.
So what about you two guys?
Go ahead, Ben.
If it's a sole developer who's put their whole soul into it, I'll give it an extra 5 minutes, and then I'm out.
I think.
But if it's like one of these big £70 Ubisoft
Yeah.
like big expansion,
Right,
nah,
right.
you're not getting me. You're not
Well,
getting
and
me.
that's the thing, right? There's more games than ever, so it takes more to catch me and keep me in. Of course, what am I actually playing? Rocket League and MUDs, for fuck's sake, which is very silly. But I think that people making the same mistakes they made 5 years ago is pretty inexcusable in terms of UI, and I think the other thing that's just bugging me is people making games more and more complicated because they think they have to. I think if the best games of all time have taught us anything, it's that they tend to be breakthroughs often in a sense of simplicity. Think of Limbo. At the time Limbo came out, action platformers were all just like more and more complicated, more moves you can make, more this, more that. Limbo said, look, it's going to be black and white, and basically you can go right or left, and like that's it. And that's everybody agrees Limbo's one of the best platformers of all time. So I think that game developers do well to ask themselves, like, what is it that people love about this, and just strip away everything else that's not that. So, whatever.
I agree.
I agree. Totally agree. Okay, final email tonight is off Mark Singh, and he
Mark
says,
Singh.
"What am I?
Oh,
What
yeah,
am I?"
there we go. Okay, little riddles.
So, first off, Starfield. Stop playing it each evening after work. Now just picking it up over the weekend for an hour or so.
Yeah.
Just too many bloody doors, loading screens to go through.
There's a
I
running
don't- I
theme
think-
going
Yeah, right. I think
throughout
Stu
this
disagrees with you on
podcast.
this one.
It just totally breaks the immersion of a Bethesda game. Sorry, Starfield is looking like overall this game has failed compared to their other games, and I can't see people talking about this game in 5 years, let alone 10 years or so, like Skyrim.
Yeah, we'll see.
So no, I think he's right. I think he's right, but we'll see. Right now, on to what am I? So here we go. This is the first one.
Let's
Here
hear
we
it.
go. You dig more as long as it's red, but you stop when you reach green. What am I?
You dig more so long as it's red, but you stop when it's
Traffic
green.
light.
Well, no, that's traffic light's the opposite.
Yeah.
And you're not digging with a
And
traffic.
what the hell are you digging?
Oh, I
What are
thought
you
you
digging?
said ding. Ding.
No,
Oh,
you
no,
dig.
dig.
You dig.
Now,
You
dig
dig
could mean
more.
shoveling down into the earth, but it can also mean like understanding something or liking it.
Yeah. A dook, dook,
It's
dook, dook,
red.
dook, 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 all the
But
whole
yeah,
day
what was the last
long.
part? You stop
Anyway.
when it's green?
But you stop when you reach green.
When you reach
What
green.
am I? What am I when
Dig
you
more
reach
when
green?
it's
So you
red,
dig
but
into
you
something that's
stop
green.
when you reach green.
Red.
Oh,
So you
is it
stop when you
watermelon?
reach green.
Because you eat it, the red part, and then you stop when you get to the green bit?
I can't imagine it is.
That's the best thing I can
Well,
come up with. I don't
Is
know.
that the best thing? I can't think of anything.
You-
What about you, Ben?
That was
Nothing?
impressive, Duke. I'm going all in on watermelon.
Let's go.
Let's see.
dig into this watermelon. Here we go. Oh my God, it is watermelon.
Yes!
Oh!
That is the worst.
That's
riddle
not
I've
great.
ever
Yeah.
heard.
Now that's the
Just,
thing. The fact
Think
that I was
of
able to get that
yourself.
right says something about the brainwave we're both on.
Well,
Because
well,
I've done a
especially
lot of
for
these
those
sorts
the
of
most-
things in the past of like, kids, some nephew or somebody
The
will be
most
like, I got a riddle
ludicrous
book. Yeah.
answer ever. Oh my God.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I'm young, I'm tall. When I'm older, I'm short. What am I?
Young, I'm tall, I'm old, I'm short. Pencils.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I think that could be. It's long, isn't it? Though, rather than
It's
tall.
tall. Yeah, it's long rather than tall. But
Tall.
young, I'm tall, I'm old, I'm short.
I'm tall. When
Yeah.
I'm short. Older,
Man,
I'm short,
because people hunch
That
over.
would-
No.
Yeah, they get older.
I
My
can't
nan has
come up with
definitely
anything.
shrank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, I don't think that's it because it wouldn't be much of a riddle, would it? Really?
No,
No.
it would not. Yeah,
Well, we
I
said
can't
that,
think
but
of
you
anything
got
other than
watermelon.
pencils. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna go with pencils. 'cause I can't think of
What do you
anything
mean?
else.
I'm talking pencils. Let's see. The answer is it's quite
rubber?
close. It's quite
Rubber?
close. No, a candle.
A candle. Yeah, that's up
Yeah.
and down, so that makes more sense than
Yeah.
pencils.
Yeah. My head and tail will never meet. I'm always fun to have too much of me. It's always fun, to have too much of me. What am I? My head and tail will never meet. It's always fun to have. Well,
I
that's
think
money,
I know,
isn't
but
it?
I want to see if y'all
It's
can.
money. Money.
Yeah, I mean coins. You
Money.
flip them, right?
Yeah, heads and tails of
Yeah.
a coin. Money.
That's
a coin.
nice.
Well, yeah, money. Bonus one for tonight. I shave every day, but my beard remains the same. What am I?
I shave every day, but my beard.
But my beard remains the same.
I can't think of anything that has a beard that's not a person. Unless they're being very
Got 'em.
generous with the use of. You got it? Is that what you said?
No, I'm just glad that we're not like, the Uncharted where you've got the golden thing, you've got to figure it out before the sun
there you
goes.
go.
I'm
Somebody's
just
shooting at you.
useless in it.
Yeah.
Me shooting going, come on, Duke, think! Watermelon!
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of anything that has a beard, even in a like big general way. It's some creative meaning of the word beard, I guess.
I
don't
think
know.
it's creative with the word shave. I think it's the way it's what
Could
you're
be.
shaving. Yeah. I should have got that. We should have
is
got that.
What is it? Give me a hint.
Well, who shaves every day, but the beard remains the same?
That's
Who
just the same
shaves
riddle
up-
again. Like,
Yeah,
give me a hint.
Who shaves other people?
Like
Oh,
a barber.
Bar.
A barber.
But it doesn't. It grows.
Barber.
Your beard grows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
but
not
you
the
know,
same
he's
every
not
day.
shaving his own. beard
Bullshit.
Anyway.
That's a bad riddle. Watermelon was great.
Hey, watermelon.
Thank you for those. We
Right.
appreciate it. You froze again,
Yeah.
Stu. You go back 10 seconds.
I was going to say, righto, we need to do some speak pipes and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, speak pipe, baby. Here comes the jingles.
Pipe, it's
Oh,
the
sounds
way
so good.
to leave a
No, no,
message.
it's
Oh,
crap.
amazing jingle.
Okay,
Amazing jingle.
so here comes. There's just the. Oh wait, there's two. Okay. Major Avenge has sent us a speak pipe, and here it comes.
Hello, Major Revenge, or John Mouse, or whatever I'm called this week here, and I played the Play My Game Bitch,
Oh, you can't hear this,
Solar
can you?
Ash, and
No, I was just thinking before, we can't even hear
Oh,
this. I don't know
crap.
what he's saying.
Zoom, just this quick one. You just need
What's
to
he
zoom so
saying,
you
dude?
can
Yeah,
hear
my
it.
bad. saying?
I'm sorry.
Can you tell us what he's saying in that voice, please?
Why don't you go to the YouTube channel and put on the captions? Oh no, we don't have closed captions, but you could turn the audio.
You could quickly
on?
do Zoom. You could do quickly do Zoom if you want.
What? quickly do Zoom. No, that's not working.
No,
Yeah, I don't know. Why don't I could switch my audio? Or should I just play it and tell you what he's saying?
Yeah, play it.
Can you not play it through your mic somehow? Have you not got it on
Not
your phone
really.
or
No, that's not an option.
Oh, I'll tell you what I could do that. Hold up. Because I've got them, haven't I? Hold up, I'll do that. That's probably easier.
Oh, maybe I can do it through my phone.
Yeah, I can do it through my phone. Here we go.
Let's see if I can get there faster than Stu.
Yeah, you probably can actually because I just.
Kenny leaves us for 1 week and it all
I
falls
know
down.
it's fucking been a mess. I'm telling you. Here we go. Are you ready?
Hello, Major Revenge, or John Mouse, or whatever I'm called this week here, and I played Play My Game Bitch of Solar Ash, and I thought the art style was pretty cool. The movement's very fluid and felt very nice from the off, but I'm just not really interested in this world. It just wasn't grabbing me, wasn't gripping me, and I feel like we've seen so many times this parts of the world are corrupted, you've got to clear it gimmick that I'm getting a little bored of it now. But yeah, Solar Ash for me was more a case of sort of solar average. Wasn't bad, wasn't good, just straight down the middle. But I feel like that with the availability of games and the plethora of amazing games we've got to play and try, these games like this are sort of falling by the wayside because we've just got so much choice and we're so spoiled for choice. So yeah, it'd be a case of on to the next one for me. Unfortunately, with Solar Ash. Yeah, looking forward to the next one. Peace and biscuits.
Yeah, peace and biscuits. Thank you, John.
And
I think, we basically agree on that.
It's pretty much what we said, wasn't it?
I do agree as well with this corruption thing, or there's a disease in
It's
the
been
play. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, well, the next one is Saint Diesel, and I guess here we go.
Hey, VeteranGamers, it's Saint Diesel back again. I wanted to include this week a technology question, but it's going to be involved with a CD and a movie review at the same time. About 6 months ago, I came across a movie soundtrack CD in a charity shop for the 1995 movie Hackers, which stars a very young Angelina Jolie with her then soon-to-be husband in real life, Johnny Lee Miller. And it's also got Wendell Pearson and Matthew Lillard, amongst others. And it's about a group of college-age students who are surprisingly hackers. And it's
Hack
about
the
shenanigans they get up to. There's even a scene in a club where they play a giant screen version of Wipeout, which I don't think existed in real life, but I could be wrong on that one. But the movie is entertaining enough. It's of its time, definitely. And the soundtrack CD for that movie is excellent. It's got bands such as Underworld, Prodigy, Left Field, Orbital, Stereo MCs, amongst others. And I'd certainly choose that instead of the DVD if I had to get rid of one of them. But the question related to the movie Hackers is, this week I've heard about the hacking of the Sony system and all that entails. And I wonder, do you yourself have great internet security at home? Have you beefed up your security anytime recently, in the last few weeks and last few months? And I'll just leave it at that. So until next time.
And that's it. Nice try, Saint Diesel. I'm not going to talk to you about my home security network because I know you're working for foreign governments.
We haven't purposely beefed up our security, but our new front door has got this 3-star platinum rating.
I don't know if that's the kind of security he's talking about, like the actual door itself.
No, I don't know what security is. I'm just saying the security system is part of the system of security.
Yeah, I think he meant like internet security systems, but hey, your front door is important.
Hey, screw that, man. You've got to have what about the physical world?
Someone could try to kick your door down.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've got to beef mine up. For some random reason, I came back from on Saturday, and there was a bag of weed. Not a bag. I mean, a hell load of weed had been pushed through my front door. Front door. Honestly, I'm not joking. It was, dude. I have no idea. Dude. It is huge, right?
Wow.
So I opened it. I was like, what the hell is this smell? Anyway. I was like, well, obviously they pushed it through the wrong door. So I left a sign going, please don't break into my house for this weed, just knock. Anyway, woke up this morning to bang, bang, bang.
Oh, no.
And 2 roadmen turn up. of course, on an electric scooter and a stolen BMX, going,
Oh my
no.
god.
sorry, we got the wrong house, bruv. Could we have our weed back, please?
I'm
I was
amazed they
like,
did just knock on the door and like didn't come
Man,
kick
Cool.
it
"She's
down.
like, please don't break anything. You can have
Wow.
it back.
That's
And, like,
crazy.
I was like, here you go, guys. I was like, because a few streets down, they might have some weed or something. I was like, is it meant to be for them? And you got it, no, we just got it totally wrong. We apologize. He goes, anyway, can we bribe you with some weed? I was like, no,
What?
dude, it's fine.
Bribe me
Just
some cash,
leave.
man. Jesus.
Yeah,
take
You
the
bribed me
money
by
and
going
go.
away and never coming back, you weird.
To be fair,
Wow.
I said to my friend, what do I do about this? He went, burn it, mate. Burn it. Sit in the
Good job
room
you
and just
didn't. It'd probably
burn it.
killed you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think weed dealers end up doing, unless they've got
Oh,
bricks in
you
it.
did, yeah, but they're only the bottom of the chain, aren't they?
Yeah,
The food
I would-
chain.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's why it's
No,
smart to just give it back.
Well,
though.
by the
Yeah.
sounds of it, it was a fair few quid's worth of weed.
Oh,
you know?
bro,
yeah.
I sent it to like my druggy friends who are
go.
very used to it. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, how much is this worth street? He was like, yo, that's a lot of weed.
That's
Like,
That was a lot of weed.
yeah, but yeah. So I am thinking about upgrading my security.
There you go.
But now I was very nice to them. I feel like they won't break in.
Hopefully
so-
not.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
And they'll
So-
tell their friends, hey, you want to rob a house? Don't rob that one. He's cool.
That is just a
Yeah,
brilliant
he's
story.
cool, man. He's cool.
He just gave it back.
But anyway,
Didn't
here's the
want any
thing. So
weed
we
for
have
the
this.
finder's fee.
So we have this brand new high security front door as part of our new double glazing and all that shit, right? So while we're doing it, I said to the guy before they put the door in, I went, "Oh, have you got the keys for the front door? I'll go down and get some more cut because we needed more than that. They came with 3 apparently, right? So I was like, I'll go and get some cut, and he went, "No, you can't get these cut, mate." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh no, these
Oh.
high security
Oh,
keys."
they are the
And I'm like,
worst.
I was like, "You what?"
That's
So he got-
50 quid a key, that is.
Yeah,
He got
exactly.
the
You better not
keys
lose
out,
that
right?
shit.
We got these keys out, and they're like something that you'd use in your car, right? They've got
Yeah.
these weird slots and dots on them and stuff,
There
right?
you
And I'm
go.
like, "What is that?" I'm
Yeah.
like, and he's like, "No, they can't cut these. You have to order them from Yale."
Oh, bro,
Oh
have
my
you looked
God.
at how expensive they are as well?
I was like, "You
Dude.
what?" So so I goes online, right? It's not as bad as you're saying, but it was still
Okay.
a lot of money. So for 3 extra keys, it was something like 48 quid.
Jesus.
Right, for 3 extra keys, plus postage cost on top of that for track postage was about another 6 quid or something. So it would have cost over 50 quid for 3 keys. So it's about 20 quid a key, near enough, near as
Nuts.
damn it. So I was like, good God, that's so much money, right? And then there's this other website came up and it's like keyreplacement.co.uk or something. $7.95 for the same thing. Same
There you
key.
go.
Wow.
$7.95. Track delivery cost 25 quid for 3 keys.
Yeah.
Worked perfectly. You had to just put your codes in and then you just send them out to you.
There you go.
But they did advise sending them to a different address because that's probably a bad thing. Sending your front door keys to your own
Yeah,
address.
probably.
So I did do that. But yeah, they were fine. 7 quid at half the price. Half the
All
price.
right.
So who knew?
Cool.
Who knew?
All right. So
Anyway,
that's our
all
security
I made most of
systems.
it. Those are
Thanks,
security systems.
Saint Diesel.
I think that's it.
I think that's
everything,
it.
isn't it?
Time
so
for
we
some
need to get the
shout
hell
outs and
out
get
of
the
here.
hell out of here.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
Yeah.
Ben, go first.
I want to thank you guys and Mike for not being here, and Tara.
Yeah.
Keep going, girl. You got this. You got this, girl. If you listen to this live, come on, Tara. Do this.
Why
do
would
this
you
for
do
the
it
veteran
for us
gamers.
live?
Do this for the veteran gamers.
Yeah.
No, but thank you everyone else who listens, and yeah, if I'm on next week, that'd be great. But if not, Chinny, you're more than welcome to come back and.
we kept the chair warm
yours.
for you, Chinny.
Yeah.
There you
But
go.
no, thank you very much, guys, for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That is it.
You were
Thank you for
very
being
kind
here,
to
Ben.
fill in at short notice. I mean, I know we gave you some notice that you might have to fill in, but I wasn't expecting it for this short notice. So,
No. Honestly, when you said I'm here, I was like, well, that's good news. Then that's good.
Yeah. So you may well be back on next week. We don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I will. Don't forget to send me your address on Discord.
Yep.
Personal message, and I will send you the game, and then you can play that for next week.
And thank the drug dealers as well for not breaking down my door.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I lied that.
They're probably
I
listening
like
to
that.
this show, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'll also shout out Ra Finch again and Pippa for her 10th birthday in case you didn't
Yeah.
get the one at the beginning of the show because that was a shit show
It was a
at the
shit
beginning
show.
of this week's show. It has been a crazy, crazy show.
Yes, it has.
And obviously, big shout out and loves and hugs and kisses to Chinny and Tara on their journey to parenthood for the very
Good luck
first
with
time,
everything,
so,
people.
Yeah,
Again, the baby is not here yet. Don't be sending Chinny all kinds
it's
of
not
messages.
here, but
He's
by
got
this
stuff to
time
deal
next
with.
week, it probably will be.
It
is
might
what
be.
I'm
We'll
guessing.
see. Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing, but we'll see what happens.
Yep.
And that's it for me, I guess.
Yeah, I'll shout out Tainted Brain, Amar, Tim Kelly. There's a lot of fun on Threads, and shout out to there's an actors group they're trying to call a strike for video game developers. So good luck, actors, get that money. It worked for the Hollywood writers, so hey, hopefully the actors will get their better deal too.
To the unions.
That's
More
right.
Power.
The union makes us strong. And that's it. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yes, thank you.
I guess that's it. We'll do this outro stuff.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
And
Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you just switch off your television and go do something less boring instead? Sitting at home, watch TV, turn it up, slow to me.
not really, but that's okay.
No. There you go. I wasn't close.
All right. Well, we made it.
We made it.
That was
We did.
crazy.
Guys.
We did.
Yeah.
So,
Thank
You know
you very
what?
much.
It was great to see the inner layers of the Veteran Gamers. I feel like I went deep
That's
today.
one way to
you
describe it.
definitely went deep in it.
I mean, both. You need to apologise.
Yes.
You need to stop talking. Come on,
Yeah.
guys. But
Yeah.
we got through it.
Can I just say,
Got
by
through
the way, we aren't. I mean, we do sort of bicker sometimes,
We
but it's not
sometimes
usually
bicker.
that
It doesn't
heated.
usually get that
It's not
tense,
usually
so,
that
yeah,
heated.
yeah.
No, it doesn't.
No,
Yeah.
do
It
you know
doesn't.
what? It's all love. Even
all
I don't.
love.
I don't
It's all
normally. Can I just say I don't normally have to tell him off, but
No.
tonight it was needed.
No. Big up both of you. Done
Yeah.
very well.
Thank you both.
And we always
for-
kiss and make up. It's
we
always
do
fine
kiss and make up.
afterwards.
That's true.
We always kiss and make up. It's true.
All right. Well, have a good week.
I will. See you next
And,
week.
yeah.
Ginny may or may not be here. Who
We'll
knows? We don't
see.
know what's going to happen.
It's exciting times at the Veteran
We don't know
Gamers.
what's
Right.
going to happen.
Life is moving.
Do you know, you'd
Something's
think nobody
happening.
had a baby before, wouldn't you?
Hey.
Something's happening.
Anyway, I'm
Okie
All
dokie.
right.
up at 5, so goodbye.
Peace out.
Goodbye.
Okay, that's enough. No more talking.